It's funny, I was just looking at the date, Friday, March 1st, 2024, and I was thinking, it's my old roommate from college. It's his birthday today. But it's not his birthday today. His birthday is on leap year, but it's usually March 1st that we say happy birthday because there usually isn't a 29th.
So you failed to wish him a happy birthday yesterday.
I did.
Ouch.
I did. I'll text him now.
He'll probably tell you it's too late. He doesn't want to hear from you.
Probably.
Storm that's rolling through Northern California is going to cause some problems. They're telling people not to drive anywhere in the Tahoe Basin. There are blizzard warnings that have been posted for that area. On the other end of the spectrum, the Smokehouse Creek fire that broke out earlier this week in the Texas Panhandle is now up over 1.1 million acres. It has become the largest, most destructive fire in the state's history. They said it's merged with another wildfire. It stretched across a big part of the Panhandle into Oklahoma. And as of right now, it's only about 5% contained, but they did get some rain and snow in some of those areas yesterday. So the expectation is they'll be able to cut at least some more fire line around it today.
It was a popular day in Orange County at the clerk recorder offices for weddings yesterday. 180 couples made appointments to get married yesterday. That's up from about 100 on a typical day.
Again, I think totally driven by dudes.
Yeah, they
want to
only
get
want to
married on
celebrate.
February 29th.
I want to celebrate every 4 years.
A federal judge has held investigative reporter Catherine Herridge in civil contempt because she has not divulged her source for a series of Fox News stories about a Chinese-American scientist who was investigated by the FBI but never charged. The district judge in this case imposed a fine of $800 per day until Catherine Herridge reveals her source. But the fine will not go into effect immediately so that she has time to appeal that decision.
Yesterday was Michael Moore's last day as LAPD chief. Karen Bass swearing in the interim this morning. Steve Gregory joins us about the future of the LAPD and which direction it's going to take.
Yeah, Dominic Choi has been with the department 28 years. This morning at 8:26, he was sworn in as the 58th chief of the department, and it is the third largest department in America. And he becomes the first Asian American to lead an agency this size. These are all very significant points, but as you'll hear, Choi, just after he was sworn in by Mayor Bass, he kind of acknowledges the benchmark, but he sort of plays it off.
For me, today marks more than just a personal achievement. It symbolizes the progress that we're making towards a more inclusive and representative law enforcement agency. It speaks volumes about the diversity that this city has, the vibrance and the dynamics that we all know it to be. And as we celebrate this milestone, let us recognize that our differences are our strength. I know that's cliche, but it's absolutely true. We learn from one another every day, every moment, and we need to really value and cherish those moments. It's not just about breaking barriers. So the first Free American under our API is achieved. That's great, and I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of my heritage. But it's really about building bridges. It's about this great department, this great city, and the direction that we are leading this nation in.
I just feel like we need a better way to say our strength is our diversity and our diversity is our strength. It just does sound very cliche. But you have to be
right. He said
acknowledges.
He acknowledges.
Yeah.
I know it sounds cliche, and I don't want to say he was downplaying the role that his Korean American heritage plays in this position, because he talks about that. But he also says, I think he says it's more about general diversity than him being the first API.
Right.
And I thought that was kind of interesting. That okay, because everyone was making a big deal about it, but him.
Yeah, it is a very big deal for the LAPD to be a force of everybody.
Sure.
That if you have an interaction with the LAPD, it's somebody who more often than not looks like you, or whoever you may be.
And one of the initiatives that Dominic Choi was part of, because you got to remember he was brought up through the ranks by Chief Moore. So in essence, he is sort of a Chief Moore in terms of policy, in terms of values and direction, because they worked so closely together. Choi was his chief of staff at one point. So, they're very aligned in their value structure and in some of the initiatives and some of the reforms they brought in. One of those being they wanted the diversity of the department to match the diversity of the community right down to the stats. So, and I don't know the stats off the top of my head. I can't remember them, but, when you got X amount of percentage of Caucasian, X amount of percentage of Black. He wanted that same representation of numbers in the department. That was the goal. Now, that was before the events of 2020. And now, all of a sudden, the goal is just getting bodies. I mean, they're going to recruit.
Recruitment in general is probably down.
Right, but and they'll be very cognizant of trying to get that diversity in there, including women. But they also recognize the fact that they have got to get more bodies. I mean, they just passed. City Council just passed for funding for way more funding, which was complete opposite of what they were pushing for. A few years ago.
Where do we stand? So Chief Choi is the interim chief, and he's not eligible to be the next chief.
Correct.
Based on the way the city charter is written. So what is the process? How long does he expect to be the interim chief?
Well, Errol Southers, who is the president of the police commission, said it could be up to 9 months before a new permanent chief is selected. And the process lays out like this. It might be different as of today, but as of a week or so ago, when we last checked, the job hadn't even been posted yet. So there was not really an official posting for this job. They Mayor Bass said that they were going to bring in a headhunter group, and they were going to go out and look for candidates around the country, which is a pretty standard procedure. But there is a lot of effort, especially with an agency this size and with its magnitude, of trying to hire from within. And because I've talked to 2 people that want to be candidates, and they both said it's not even posted yet, and they're kind of chomping at the bit to throw in their hat. When that happens, the commission will go through, whether they work with the headhunter group or not, they'll work to narrow it down to at least 3 candidates, and those 3 candidates will be presented to Mayor Bass, and then Mayor Bass will get to sit and interview each of the candidates individually. She and her team will get to vet each of the candidates. They will be thoroughly vetted, presumably, by the time they reach Mayor Bass's desk. Now, she has the option of selecting one of those 3 as her choice, one of those 3 finalists, or she can say, I don't like any of them, go back and do it again.
All right. Well, Steve, thank you for the update. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Coming up next, we will talk weather. Gary and Shannon will continue.
Happy.
You're happy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You were going to look at my face and say, what's wrong? And I'm happy. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amy King is
Fun
located by 24-hour newsroom.
The LAPD is dealing with a big shortage of 911 operators. There are 162 unfilled police service representative positions. That has led to mandatory overtime for the staff that is working. Records showed last year the LAPD was only able to hit its goal of answering 90% of 911 calls within 15 seconds, 55% of the time. Carol G's private plane had to make an emergency landing at Van Nuys Airport. The Grammy Award-winning Colombian superstar and her entourage had taken off from Burbank last night. The pilot reported smoke in the cockpit around the Cajon Pass, so it turned around and landed safely a short time later. Hollywood Boulevard has been closed near the Dolby Theater so bleachers can be put up and the red carpet can be rolled out ahead of next Sunday's Academy Awards. The stretch of roadway between Orange and Highland will remain closed to all traffic until 6 a.m. March 13th. The Oscars start at 4 p.m. March 10th. Increasing chance of rain through the afternoon, highs in the 50s to low 60s. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places. We've got problems continuing in Corona on the 91.
Going to be a bunch of junk from an earlier wreck westbound side near the weekend that's being cleared from middle lanes. Right now you're seeing North Brookwood Drive on the westbound side of the 91 as you're coming out of Riverside from before Magnolia. And it does remain a little bit busy ahead for you toward about Maple 6 further westbound on the 91. Actually looks pretty good. So you're going to do the Anaheim Hills area from before Lakeview to 55, a little slow going for your drive. Also checking out your drive on the 57. Northbound side as you make way through the Brady Canyon, leaving Pathfinder. That'll be slow going for you into Diamond Bar as you head toward the 60, and also slow going for you north and southbound along the 71. Between the 10 and the 60, seeing a busy drive for you in both directions. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick O'Keefe.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bull, and me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in ridiculous history. Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music or how people used to wrap pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous. Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older, or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
All the good stuff. Yeah. Camps keeps you on top of pop culture.
CBS's Tracker notched a third straight week as the most watched show in the season to date. Nielsen's scripted TV rankings through February 25th, logging an average of 10.8 million. CBS also scored, with Young Sheldon repeating in its second place with 7.5 million viewers. Third place FBI holding steady with 7.4 mil, and NCIS right behind with 7.3 million viewers on average. Chicago Fire and Chicago Med on NBC each rose place to numbers 5 and 6. CBS's Ghosts dipped back 2 spots to 7. The networks The Equalizer and FBI International each held in place at numbers 8 and 9, while Blue Bloods ticked up to 10th place.
All right. And that's what's poppin'.
On Camps on iHeartRadio. Taking them on their first real roller coaster.
Hey, buddy, come on over. I don't know. Let's measure. Okay. You're just tall enough. Yes.
Getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. Get the latest info about COVID-19 vaccines at getvaccineanswers.org. It's up to you. Brought to you by iHeartRadio and the Ad Council.
Let me tell you what I would do, okay? This is not a legal issue. This is a handle issue. He says, have a blessed day. You reply with, may you rot in hell. And just stay there. And he goes, have a blessed day. And you go, you rot in hell. And you see who gives up first. Play chicken with the guy. That's what I would do.
Handle on the Law, tomorrow morning at 8 on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
If you're injured and need a lawyer, go to handleonthelaw.com.
Is this before the car accident? Def Leppard drummer got in a car accident, lost an arm. I don't remember the timeline. I just remember it was just an amazing thing that he was able to come back and play the drums.
It's a wild thing to see. It was New Year's Eve 1984.
So this song was before
Yes.
the accident.
This was two-armed drums.
Got it.
But watching him, I mean, I just saw him in recent years out at the Fabulous Forum, and it was incredible. I mean, you get a workout just watching him.
Gary and Shannon, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Don't forget, later in the show, what you learned this week on the Gary and Shannon show. You can always leave us a message on the talkback feature on the iHeart app. Just hit that little microphone and it leaves a quick message, comes right into the computer here. You can do that at any point during the show. We say something stupid, you can always tell us. Or we mispronounce something, you can always tell us. Or we say something that you don't agree with.
Or
you can always tell
or
us.
you have feedback about the whale story.
I don't think anybody wants to remember that whale story.
Mondo said it was dirty.
Yeah, it was.
You guys, again, I see the headline, whales for the first time on camera having sex,
Right.
and I thought it was a story about nature.
Yeah,
and
love.
can you believe that's the first time it was caught on camera? That's crazy.
And what was that one male whale doing to the other male whale?
And then it was rape, and then it was necrophilia, and I didn't know where it was headed when I began. You know, sometimes that's the way journeys are. You know, you start off, and you don't know what's going to pop up on
It was
your
like
journey.
watching the movie Poor Things. You thought it was going to be something fun.
Yeah.
The federal judge overseeing the classified documents prosecution of Donald Trump has been hearing arguments about a potential trial date. This is a crucial decision, could affect whether the president, leading Republican candidate, faces a jury this year on charges that he was keeping top secret records at Mar-a-Lago. This trial currently set for May 20th. The judge in the case, Aileen Cannon, has already postponed multiple dates. She's weighing competing requests from prosecutors and defense attorneys. Prosecutors have argued for a July 8th trial date. Trump's attorneys have said, let's push it till after the election, but if we can't do that, we'll go for August. So, just in terms of the campaign going forward, July 8th is what the prosecutors want. July 15th starts the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. I was just looking at some of the traffic cameras. Caltrans has a bunch of traffic cameras around the state. And some of them that are up in the Tahoe City area, North Shore Tahoe, they are absolutely devoid of any cars. If you look at the camera that's at Kings Beach, the intersection that's as you come in from Highway 267 towards Crystal Bay.
It's where I stay.
There is not a car to be seen. I mean, there are cars in the picture, but they're covered under a foot of snow.
I mean, it's Tahoe. It's February, March.
But they're talking about the potential for 12 feet of snow.
Stay home.
Over the course of the next several days. They've already closed several roads up in the Tahoe area. You've heard Amy mention that the ski areas have been closed, and it's going to be a rough weekend there.
Hey, we mentioned Panera Bread and this whole fiasco yesterday about the minimum wage law. It goes in effect on April 1st, $20 an hour. This was a bill the governor signed last year, and all the talk was that there was an exemption for Panera because there's a loophole that says that this will not apply to restaurants that have on-site bakeries and sell bread as a standalone menu item. The governor's office came out late yesterday and said, this is absolutely absurd. Panera Bread is not exempt from the law. And I think the way that they've gotten around this is just simple semantics. Does the law say there is an exemption for Panera Bread? No. And that's all they're claiming.
Interesting.
Yo.
To be exempt from the minimum
What's up, Johnny? How you doing, baby?
Would be that a fast food restaurant would have to
What's new?
increase their minimum wage to $20 an hour by April 1st.
How you doing?
To be
Yeah, you're on.
exempt
Go
from
for it, baby.
Restaurants have to produce bread on site.
Hi.
Which, again, the other question about this whole thing is...
Living the dream. How are you? We got James Kaminsky in this biatch.
What in the world about bread?
How you living, Johnny? Off?
Makes it special that you could then pay people less
What's
than
new?
$20 an hour. I don't understand that.
Well, and the story goes back to Newsom and his
No
wife,
problem at
Greg
all.
Flynn, who owns more than 20 Panera restaurants in the state. It should be said that Greg Flynn also owns a number of fast food restaurants.
What's going on, Rabbi? What are you up to today?
Well, frankly, I kind of did the same thing that you did, James. So I don't blame you. What happened to our man? What the hell happened to the other guy? Anyway, what am I doing? Well, I tested this Twitter thing and Twitter Spaces. It goes exactly, and I mean, unless the app crashes or I lose power or the Wi-Fi goes out, it goes 24 hours, 3 minutes every single time. Meaning there's like a maximum set on it. And I'm not the only person to have that. Every other person I know gets it exactly the same, 24 hours and 3 minutes, except there are a couple people I have known who have some kind of weird device that can go longer than that. But I don't know what devices they have. And at this point, it's not that important if it goes longer. So I just started up another one, and I'm not promoting it yet. But tonight, we're going to make that be big for trivia. We're going to make it big for karaoke. We're going to make it big for a lot of things. So the other idea was to kind of theme this. And so, well, I don't know exactly how much time I have. I could start with the Joe Rogans. And like, it'll take me a little bit of work, but I could probably figure out In fact, I could probably do it with this phone. So here's what I need to do. I need to get a hacked version of a Android Spotify APK that will allow me to play Joe Rogan from the start on Spotify. And, well, why Joe Rogan? Well, I like Joe Rogan, but a lot of people here do. He's got a lot of content. Like, I could say, oh, well, I want to do, I don't know, whatever other person you want to choose. I want to choose Rosie O'Donnell. Okay. Does Rosie O'Donnell have 1,000 podcast episodes to which we can listen over the course of the next month? Because if she does, let's go. The Rosie O'Donnell podcast sounds great. But I don't know if she does, and it's not as popular. Nobody's going to be like, oh, dog, Rosie O'Donnell, yay. Not saying people are going to do the same with Joe Rogan, but at least they're like, okay, well, once they hear, like, immediately they can come in and be like, I know what this is. And that's key to me, as opposed to, I don't know what this is. I don't know to whom I'm listening or whatever. Okay, so.
I saw that he's back on YouTube.
Yeah, so that's a big thing too. He just had an interview with Cat Williams. You know who Cat Williams is?
Yeah, I was kind of watching it last night selectively.
Oh,
That
tight.
was pretty good.
We're gonna watch it. So the fact that he's back on YouTube is a game changer because he can, at least I can stream his stuff, and it's the newest stuff. Like right now, he only has, well, at least before he did this new contract with Spotify, he had like 15 videos on YouTube from his Powerful JRE account, and that's it. Everything else is on Spotify. And
Bigger Bitcoin party tonight.
oh, tight. What are you doing at it?
I'm just gonna show up. Check out.
Who's gonna be there? Who like from the community?
I'm not sure, but I can definitely dream on the VC for a bit. Give you a little sneak peek.
Absolutely, you're gonna have to do that.
For sure.
That's a must.
We would love to have you there, Rabbi.
Oh, dude, I'm there with bells on, baby. Okay, so that's beautiful. That is a beautiful view. Is that your hotel?
This is my place.
Condominium or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's super nice. Super nice. Just like so warm here compared to Nebraska.
Isn't that something?
Obviously. That was
You know what's interesting is Colorado. Some areas of Colorado get almost as much sunshine as Los Angeles. They get like 320 days of sunshine a year. I mean, look at you, what you've got. That's just a beautiful blue sky.
It's gorgeous, man. It's so nice. But yeah,
Did you hear Caitlin Clark? Hey, we're up, Sonic AD. She's going to the WNBA.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, she announced that. So,
That rocks.
you know, it kind of gets your neighbors to
You're
the.
you're a WNBA fan, correct?
I think I'm as big a male WNBA fan as you get. And I still don't know. I still can't tell you all the teams. She's supposed to go to the Indiana Fever, though.
Good.
And she's supposed to be the #1 overall pick. Here's the thing. Okay, she is closing in on Pistol Pete Maravich's, or she just passed it, his like Division I major school record. But there's another minor school record that is like she's like 300 points off of, and she would break it if she came back next year. The thing is, the stats for this period of time are all thrown off because of that COVID year. Some people got 6 years of eligibility, or like actually, one guy, a 1 or 2. There's a way to get 9 or 10 years of eligibility. It's like, whoa, how do you get 10 years of eligibility? College eligibility. Okay, you've got your 4 normal ones. Then you've got an original like red shirt year. Then you've got medical. There's like 2 medical ones you can get. Man, the queen is here. Then you can get there's a missionary one if you're from BYU, and there's also if you have a child or something like that. So there are a couple guys from BYU who have had like 10 years of college eligibility, and due to COVID and everything, and it's just not the same sport. I mean, basically, like you were old and made fun of if you were 23 years old in college, and now some like sophomores are 23. I mean, it's like not that. It's a different sport. They've changed the rules. They've changed the recruiting. Now you've got the NIL, and I mean, I follow the Reddit college football pretty closely, and I mean, everybody's just saying it's a different sport, and it's just not. It's still enjoyable to watch, but you know, I mean, I'm sure you know, there's like 3 minutes of action in a 4-hour game. It's ridiculously like kind of boring.
Are you talking about the football?
Yeah, just in general. And these guys are getting hurt so badly that like I don't even know if it's going to be a sport in 20 years. And like the state of California has proposed to ban it at the youth level, and I can see that being done because of the concussion issue. What will be big to take its place will be 7-on-7 football, meaning flag football, 7-on-7. It has it has all the same action, except you don't have the line and you don't have the hitting, but you do have the athleticism and you do have the agility and you do have the acceleration and you do have the athletic skill, all the things that people love about football. The one thing that you don't have is the contact, though. And frankly, the way they do contact now, I don't even think it's honestly, James, it bothers me so much that we don't have like computerized referees, that the whole thing is just like rigged. And so it's really frustrating to have any faith in the game because it's rigged. I mean, do you know who Tim Donaghy is? He was the referee from the NBA who got caught betting on basketball. Okay, so this happened like 15 years ago, but that doesn't mean that it still doesn't happen. And like the games that these guys would play, like with the referees, because here's the thing, referees make good money. They make like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but they don't make NBA money, like millions of dollars a year, and they get jealous of that. At least this is what former referees say. And so what they say is they'll start to want to increase how much money they're making. And they do so at the start, like on little things that don't affect the game really. So let's say, I don't know, a good team's playing a bad team. They'll let the good team win. They'll let the bad team lose. Everything will happen the way that they want it, except they'll make the good team win by a little less than they normally would win. Okay. Is that the biggest crime in the world? Does anyone get hurt by that? Well, aside from people who are betting that exact bet, it doesn't really affect that many people. So they don't really see it as being that impactful. But I mean, this is really what is called point shaving. And then you end up getting into you're having to do favors for guys, you're having to throw games for guys. And when all of that stuff happens, that's when these guys start to become overwhelmed by it. And it starts to constrict them and what they're able to do. And there's really no avoiding it at a certain point. When there's enough money thrown around, somebody's going to say to one of those guys, make sure he gets enough foul shots tonight, or make sure that this, even though this bucket like it might go in, you have to call a foul right before it happens. And you know, and the way that they do it with the referees, it's so corporate. So they're able to say, this is who we want to win this series without saying it. So how would they say it? They have a meeting before every game, and they show like the clips of where the referees messed up in the previous game. And they'll be like, the way that this series is going, we would rather see a more physical, let them play attitude. And that basically tells you that they want whatever team had less or more fouls the previous game to not have as many fouls. They're just basically telling you who they want to win without saying it. And that's how they're able to get around things. Look, it's been proven in the Supreme Court level that sporting events are for entertainment purposes. They are not, what do they call it? They are not like games of skill to some extent. They are for entertainment purposes. So it's not like the audience is participating or the crowd is participating. So you have to make things fair. It's not like that at all. It's basically you're watching something. So they just have to make it entertaining. And that means they can literally lie to you and no one cares. And it's unfortunate. James Kaminsky, how you doing, baby?
Yo, sitting in the sun, just been running Telegram, just like nuked my phone.
Oh, dude, Telegram overheats phones all the time. In
Yeah,
fact,
it was just like,
yeah,
it was bad. I've never seen it perform so poorly.
especially if you have it with the video on, like your own video. Oh, it'll toast it. I honestly think
Yeah,
that. Well, I read that. Did I read? I did. I read. Oh, that's what this was. Okay, somebody was having problems with their Android phone with Telegram. Okay, this is what I think it was. I looked it up because I'm like, man, Telegram is making my phone run like hotter than any other app that I have. And I went on um, just like Quora, that question website, and I was like, I wonder what people are saying about it. And I went to Reddit, and people were like, oh, I had a totally normal phone, and then I went to the Telegram app, went into a Telegram that had video on, turned on my video, and all of a sudden my battery in my phone started to expand within the next 2 minutes. Like literally, like Telegram app took their phone to another high of a temperature. And this was like a common thing that people were saying. I'm kind of obsessed with this Reddit. I shouldn't say I'm obsessed with because I'm not, but this Reddit, Reddit subreddit called Spicy Pillows, which are people with these, I have them, these phones that like have batteries that have expanded, and these like lithium ion batteries, they're very dangerous to have. They're like, if you've ever seen them, they like literally explode. And but like apparently the Telegram app can cause your phone to have that spicy pillow because it just makes it heat up so overwhelmingly. There's no like guard on it. It just overheats your phone.
what kind of phone do you have when you stream?
Oh boy, I have a lot. Okay, so I have iPhones. I have Android. Now specifically, what I did, now I bought all these devices like years ago, so none of them are recent. But what I did was I bought a bunch of track phones. If you know what track phones are, they're like cheap $30 phones.
Hell yeah.
And
Burners.
yeah, exactly. But they have cameras on them, and those cameras have been some of my best phones that I've ever had. Oh Christ. If you're like, what's oh Christ? It's so difficult for me to log into Spotify sometimes. Spotify has the shittiest app. What up, Zed? Zed, looking like him. Okay, this is what's terrible about it. Oh my god. Okay. Spotify is literally an app. Like I've launched apps on the App Store and Google Play. These apps generated millions of dollars. Okay. I know a little bit about apps, and I know that people who use apps want to be able to pay for their service using the app. And Spotify, if you want to subscribe to Spotify, you have to do it on their website. You cannot do it through their app. It's like, Rabbi, what the hell is that? It doesn't make any sense. Because Spotify wants to avoid that Apple surcharge that gets attributed to every single one of the charges on the App Store. So they make you, to avoid that, they make you go to their website. But it's like, it's, to me, a little ridiculous that they force a user to go through all of this, and they're an app and you can't even pay for the service using their app. Anyway, it's a pet peeve of mine. I have many of them with these companies that I would like to clarify for them once I have the platform. So we were talking about what potentially to stream, and it doesn't have to be Joe Rogan, but Joe Rogan just has a huge amount of content, and so that's why I chose that. Oh my God. Okay. If you're like,
How many hours does Joe Rogan have?
oh, great question. I looked this up. Well, I know it by days because hours is, so he has at this point about 250 days, 24 hours worth, which is really good. I've got closing in on almost 1,000 days. So
Wow.
yeah, which is huge. I mean, so I've got like 4 times the amount of content that he does, but he's been doing it for like 4 times the amount of time that I've been doing it, about 5 times. And you know, his are like interesting and all the other cool stuff about him, but that doesn't mean I can't steal his material basically and just play it simultaneously. Then it becomes a reaction video as opposed to just stealing his material. Now I'm listening to, you know, whatever, and you're watching my reaction of it. Okay, so I am now, I understand for security purposes you can't use a password a lot of times that like you've previously used, but always that a pain in the ass sometimes because who the fuck knows? Once it stops being one of the like top 5 passwords that I use, I have no fucking clue what it's going to be. At that point, that's just in the future, the best way to do an OTP, a one-time password, any kind of password, is this. So that you basically never have to remember any password but one. I think in the future, the United Nations is going to provide everyone in the world with an email address, which seems okay, but is actually like the beginning of the end of society. I was like, what do you mean by that? How is an email address that big of a deal? Like, if you know, in a lot of corporations during the 90s and early 2000s, they changed their official policy as to how an official communication is presented. And it went from like press conference to email. And the United Nations knows that there are now generations of people who recognize the importance of email and respect it. And basically, the United Nations will say, all right, everybody gets it. What up, person here? Everybody gets an email address. And then that way, well, what they'll say is the email is an inherent human fundamental right that you should always have the ability to communicate with people. Because people will run into the same issues in which I run, which are you can't create accounts anymore because a certain private company has banned you. So it's like, oh, I can't, you know, whatever reason. Or so the United Nations will say, look, that's not fair to people in the developing world. We're going to give you one email address so that you can always communicate and they can't ban it. And everybody will be like, oh, that's great. That's great. What up, JP? But in reality, that's not a good thing for society. Why is that? Because then you have to be accountable to the United Nations for stuff. Like, there'll probably be a world tax someday. I'm sure there will be. If it isn't already going to be like something having to do with your, like a value added tax or your income tax, it'll be like a world tax. And how will you register for it? All that stuff. Basically, just like you have in the United States a social security number, the UN will also, I think, I mean, I've heard that there's been rumors that they wanted to implement a system where they put in an email address system. So what are the positives of it? Well, nobody can take that email address away from you. The negatives are huge too. But this is how you log into stuff in the future. What will happen is you'll go to a website like Spotify and you'll put in your email address, which is just your United Nations email, and it will automatically send you a link to that email every single time. So there's no password to put in. The only password that you need to remember is your one United Nations email password. So if you ever log into Gmail, you won't have a password anymore. It just automatically sends you a link to your email. And that's considered an OTP, like a one-time password. It's considered legitimate. And that way you only have to remember as a human one password your entire life, which is, much more convenient than the system that we currently have. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I think that's the system. I mean, the reason why I bring that up, believe it or not, that's the system that Spotify somewhat uses. They have a way to do that. Basically, if you don't know your password and if you don't know your stuff, you can just put your email in and say, send me a link, and then it just sends you a link. That's basically the most secure way to do it. If not, it's just this clusterfuck of people who are trying to remember passwords from when they were a kid. All right. So Joe Rogan. Let's see if this works. What do you want to listen to? Have you ever listened to the early Joe Rogans?
Yeah, bits and pieces where he was like streaming on like just the TV.
You're exactly right. Yeah. And so here we go. And the Joe Rogan Experience. We're pulling it up.
Yo, Rabbi, I gotta take off.
You take care, James. Enjoy and live stream from the event.
I will.
Excellent. Take care, my friend.
Absolutely. I'll see you later, man. See you.
Bye-bye.
They are the producer. They are the performer. They're the whole ball of wax. They're the writer. They're everything. And that's why you get a pure product. Because you get a product that's from this dude to mine. Well, what happens is when you start working on a television show, these things.
What up, baby? How you doing?
Right.
What's going on, Tupac? I think so. Bob Dobbs.
Yeah.
Do you know who Joe Rogan is? All right. Here's episode 1 featuring Brian Redband.
What year was episode 1?
2009.
We're getting old.
Would.
Twitter. And then I always like to watch my own channel. So let's go to your own channel. So you can see what the chat is.
Always, baby, always.
On this. No, on that. Yeah. And then update your internet. Update my internet. Go to the faster one. Yeah. You're gonna get addicted to. Oh, nice colors. Pretty. Before 21 minutes ago. It's Twitter. See, now people are going to ask questions. It's just going to powerful Twitter. Oh, I look at the home too. My website. What is my new stream? Yeah, just click. Or go back to the other page. You know. But that's not it. I think this one is it.
Squirrely. Hey.
Yeah, you don't want to have to.
Who muted Squirrely?
I don't know. I think he bounced out.
Let's investigate this immediately. Pause all action. Who muted Squirrely? Oh, there was a raid.
A raid on what?
Yeah.
But he should still be able to talk in here.
Sometimes you can't. Squirrely, see? Now you can talk. Living the dream, baby. We're going to listen to all the... Hey, Squirrely, you like Joe Rogan, don't you? Like a lot. Yeah, hell yeah. So I do too. And we're listening to Joe Rogan episode 1 and just going through.
Say that again?
So we're going to start with Joe Rogan episode 1 and just play it through. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'll be working a bunch today, but I like that.
Well, here's the thing. I also have a Twitter space going, and we could get people in there. Bob Dobbs, are you on Twitter?
Yeah.
Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I have Twitter.
Well, when you have time, if you're interested, you want to join this Twitter space, and
Yeah, that sounds good.
excellent. Okay. I That's what I hear. I think I have a lot to do with it. Honestly, I'm just going to take all the credit for it right now.
That's fair. Oh, nice. 11 cents.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, we're at 11 cents. We helped the board at 7 cents, so we should be headed to 14 cents here next.
That's phenomenal.
That's pretty cool. Oh, my hair's on that. It's windy. Hold on. Hey, Rabbi, which one of your 1,000?
That's a great question. I'm going to put it right now in the chat because that's a phenomenal question. You don't even have to finish your statement. I know exactly what you're saying.
Damn. Harry Potter of all Sartanios, moon and fuck. What fuck? I don't have more. That's freaking fine. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're gonna go to 14 cents right there. That was my next target. Oh, actually, good.
Okay, I just put it in the Twitter. I put it in the Telegram. You have to understand, I'm an old man. All this stuff seems the same to me. Twitter, Telegram, you know what I mean. Hell yeah, we got somebody in here. What up, baby? How you doing, Captain? Hope you're living like a peasant. Oh, hell yeah. We got Bob Dobbs in this bad boy. We got Bob Dobbs in here. This is incredible. All right, peeps. If you weren't aware, Captain, if you weren't aware, we're also streaming live in the Telegram. G, we got G in here. G, I want to make you aware that we have a live chat going on Twitter. I'm going to put the link in the Telegram right now. Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, we got a bunch of people in here. Welcome, welcome. Bob Dobbs is in here. Bitcoin Kyle. I was talking about you earlier in your ability to face paint. And then we got Captain in here. That's tight. Okay, so if you weren't familiar, hold on, let me pull you up. Oh my God, we have a question. I'm just dropping the ball like a motherfucker here. Okay, I'm making Captain.
What's going on, Rabbi?
Living like a pimp. How you doing, baby?
All right, man. Trying to get some weightlifting in.
Oh, hell yeah.
And with all this craziness happening.
Absolutely. Hey, how much are you throwing down nowadays? Yeah, I don't either. I don't want to scare all the people because I'm so strong. Yeah, I mean, it's a good mentality to have. You don't want to put the fear of God into people at the gym when you're just trying to live your life. Oh, I understand. We muscleheads have to stick together. People will bully us. We are one of those groups in society. People say, look at that person with all those muscles. Let's bully that person. And it's been like that my whole life. So I'm glad that I have a support group here for all the strong people. Oh, no, but you could kick us off if you'd like. Hell yeah, go for it, baby. Take your time. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Hell yeah. That was amazing. Thank you for kicking us off. Where do you get your singing skills? I understand. Well, you have natural gifts. All right. So, in about less than 10 minutes, we're going to get some serious trivia going. And when I say serious, I mean, you better summon my man, Alex Trebek's ghost. You better summon Alex Trebek's ghost for this, because it's going to be intense. It's going to be an all-out battle. So if you're like, well, why does it have to wait? Why do we have to wait a little bit? Because you're also going to see, I'm going to light this motherfucker up with a bunch of different accounts. You're going to be like, a bunch of different accounts. Rabbi, how are you able to do so many things at once? And I'm going to say, I'm a magician, baby. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in the next 1 minute, you can even get out your stopwatches and check it out, because that's how accurate I'm going to be as I sit here and stall. And I am going to pull up probably the best example in human history of someone who is going to take over Twitter, potentially in the history of mankind. So you should see one of my accounts just hop in, and we're going to see another account just hop in. You'll be like, wow, Rabbi, you are a magician. But I know, baby. Don't worry, you got the right person captain in this ship. You got captain and captain, baby. Oh man, this is some.
I'm also a magician, or I study the arts of magic.
That's beautiful. At what point did they teach you about taking over Twitter?
Nobody taught me. I'm still learning on my own.
Life's about that. It is an eternal learning process. As you see, little by little, we have these Rabbi ROTHSCHILDs that are coming in. And
Wow.
You got that correct. All right. And if you're like, is that all of them? Believe it or not, we have a few more. And then we're going to do trivia. And then you all are going to see, you're going to get smarter. And it may be like in things that you didn't know and subjects about which you didn't have a lot of knowledge. Maybe things that, about which you thought you were an expert. We're all going to learn things together. And that's what's important about life. All right, the rabbis are taking over. So as you see, we've got these bad boys that are just posting up here, checking out the scene with all our friends. And now what we're going to do is get back.
It's just been going for over a day.
Yesterday's was.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I just did yesterday's and then started up a new one.
Okay.
I'm pretty baller like that. So yesterday's was just to test it, to make sure that it could work if we wanted it to. And so I know we're in good shape. All right, so we've got that going, which is nice. What else are we going to do? Now I have to get my little trivia board. So just one moment, we're getting that. Okay, I've got that. Now, if you weren't aware, you all should be, but if you weren't, we are streaming this live in our Telegram. And you're going to get sick of me saying this, but I have it memorized. It's t.me/HPOS10i. Just go there and check us out if you weren't aware. And with that, what I'm going to do before we start, I'm pulling up the questions right now. I'm going to go into the Telegram and I'm going to put like a little message to everyone and be like, hey guys, we are starting up. If you can make it, we're starting. Rabbi is hosting trivia in a 24/7 Twitter space. Please join now. Okay. Then I'm going to put this link in. All right. Now, if I could ask, let's see here. Did it just remove my? No, it didn't. Okay. So I'm just going to spam this for like a minute before we start, just so people know what is up. And it gives you guys more competition. Because right now it looks like all these Rabbi accounts are like going to take over. All right. We'll give it another 30 seconds or so. As that goes, I'm going to put the questions. Fortunately, it does look like we've got them ready. Yes, we do. Alrighty. Tempora, if you're not aware, we are streaming live on Telegram. Twitter. And for all the people on Twitter, if you're not aware, we are streaming live in Telegram. Now, if I may ask, I do have a co-host here, Bitcoin Kyle. If you see any requests, please let me know. And or you don't have to let me know, just let them up. I do have 2 devices going right now in case I do need to allow another someone up and I can't touch that other device. So with that, here we go. Question number 1. What element makes up the majority of the air in Earth's atmosphere? What element makes up the majority of the air in Earth's atmosphere? Any guesses? No, that's okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back. Man, I was tweeting. I'm trying to mind these lines, bro. Okay, re-answer your question. I'm here, man.
Good. What element makes up the majority of the air in Earth's atmosphere? It is not oxygen. The answer is nitrogen. Learn something new every day. There you go.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't oxygen. It was like, it's not oxygen. Because people going, there's like oxygen mask or whatever. You're like, this high oxygen shit.
Right.
Or about how dumb I really am. Let's go.
The Eiffel Tower takes its name from which engineer who helped design and build it?
George Eiffel.
Hey, you know what? We're going to accept that. I mean, it's close. It was Alexander Gustav Eiffel, so obviously it takes from that. I'm not saying that all of these questions are perfect, but there are some questions that, to make you aware, that I do try to avoid. So sometimes it takes me a while to find a good question. The questions that I avoid generally are questions that start like, in what year did such and such happen? Because here's what happens. If I say, in what year was John F. Kennedy assassinated? Okay, he was assassinated November 22nd, 1963. Okay, but people will say 1968. No. Okay, 1964. No. 1960. No. That's no fun. So I try to keep it so that you're at least guessing like nouns or verbs or something, but not numbers as much. All right. So at least less years, and then also I do my best to avoid. They have some of these questions that are just like really, really specific medical terminology that nobody's gonna know. Like, fear of like the color beige. Like nobody's gonna know that kind of stuff. So with that being said, we are going to our next question. In what English city was Boy George born? London is correct. Very good. Next question. Which American female flyer disappeared without a trace over the Pacific in 1937? Amelia Earhart is correct. Very good. Next question. This is another kind of question I don't like to ask, but I'm going to ask it, and we'll just see how it goes. How much did the United States pay Russia for the state of Alaska?
Oh, shit. 20 million.
Less.
Let me say 10 million.
Less, but getting close. Five's closer than 10, sort of in the middle. All right, 7.2 million. And that's why we don't have those kind of questions, because it just becomes like a number guessing. But yes, the United States paid Russia $7.2 million for the state of Alaska. There you go. Looks like we got a deal on that one. Next question. You got that right. What do you get when you mix white rum, lime juice, mint, and sugar? It is not a White Russian. What do you get when you mix white rum, lime juice, mint, and sugar?
White rum, sugar, and what?
Lime juice, mint, and sugar. It is not. I'm going to help you with this one. It's a mojito. Next question. What kind of dog is Marmaduke? What kind of dog is Marmaduke? I'll help you with this one. I think Marmaduke and Scooby-Doo are the same kind of dog. If that helps. That's correct. Good job. Very good. Next question. Concord is the capital of which U.S. state?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire is correct. Very good. Next question. Like, no one's going to know this, but I'm just going to say it because I think it's interesting. What is the original name of Vaseline?
Petroleum jelly.
You know, that's a really good guess. I mean, I think that's the generic term for it. It was known as Wonder Jelly. There you go. Learn something new every day. All right. Next question. What country was Indonesia a former colony of? What country was Indonesia a former colony of?
France.
France is not correct.
Spain.
Spain is not correct.
No.
London's a city. You mean England or Britain? Britain is Netherlands is correct. Very good. There you go. Absolutely. Next,
No, I just went down the list of countries that
colonized. Exactly. Next question.
naval powers.
Exactly. When do Americans celebrate Thanksgiving?
November 31st.
That is not correct.
The third Sunday of each November.
It is actually the fourth Sunday in November. We got Fast Time Emu coming up here. Let's give Fast Time Emu a big welcome. Come on in, Fast Time Emu. I think it's hilarious because I tried to add Fast Time Emu, making a big fucking deal for them, and then it says there was an error adding them. Of course, there's going to be an error adding them. So, apologies there, Fast Time Emu. Come back up, Fast Time Emu, if you can. We got Nigeria in here. Nigeria Dream. We're going to invite that person to speak. I don't know what happened to Fast Time, but hopefully Fast Time comes back. All right. Well, it looks like that might be the last time we do a big fucking welcome for everybody. Anyway, next question. What birds are traditionally used as gas detectors in coal mines? Canary is correct. Very good. Next question.
Canaries are used for what?
Canaries were used as traditional gas detectors in coal mines. That's where we get the phrase canary in a coal mine.
Okay.
Next question. What extinct bird got its name from a Portuguese word meaning simpleton?
So no.
Dodo is correct. Next question. What is the chemical symbol for tungsten on the periodic table of elements?
Jesus Christ.
It does not begin with a T, so we'll help you there. And it's one letter. That's another thing that'll help you. So it's not a T, and it's one letter. Not D. Here's another clue. The letter is not in the name.
Right, I'm thinking that.
So, like, meaning it's not T, it's not T, it's not U, it's not N, it's not G, it's not S, it's not T, it's not E, it's not N. I'm going to help you with this one.
I have a single clue.
Absolutely, I understand. But I think it's interesting, and I looked it up as well. Tungsten to me is very interesting. Okay, so tungsten gets its W symbol from the German name Wolfram. Wolfram comes from wolframite, which is one of the ores in which tungsten was most often found. The name tungsten itself is actually Swedish and translates into English as heavy stone. And as I understand, tungsten is the most dense metal that we have on Earth, meaning it's the heaviest metal, more than lead. It's very dense. Now, hold on. Actually, I could be wrong on that. It's the strongest metal. I know that. But let's look up that densest metal on Earth. I think that they should be the same, but I'm not a chemist. So this is where we do a quick fact check. Okay, so I'm wrong on this. Osmium is the most dense metal. Apologies on that. Now, strongest metal on Earth. There's something really special about tungsten. Strongest metal of tungsten. So tungsten is not the densest metal on Earth, but it is the strongest metal on Earth. Tungsten, which is Swedish for heavy stone, is the world's strongest metal. It was identified as a new element in 1781. It was commonly used to make bullets and missiles, metal evaporation work, manufacturing of paints, creating electron and television tubes, and making glass to metal seals. So tungsten, very important element. Next question. What gentle sea mammals are also known as sea cows? What was that?
What'd you say?
What gentle sea mammals are also known as sea cows?
Manatees.
Manatees is correct. Very good.
Oh, I love manatees, man. I live in Florida. They come mating in our little creeks.
Wow.
Fucking piling up on each other. This is so fun. You just stick it on, let like a little dribble come out of a hose over the dock, and they love you.
Wait, so they like that little waterfall?
Yeah, it's cool. Like it's like the meetup. Like it's where you can get a little sippy sip from the eternal fountain.
Yeah, that's cool. Because like manatee's life's really slow. Just one moment, friends. I'm spamming our chat to make our other friends aware that what we've got going on. All right, next question. Which part of the cow does chuck meat come from? Which part of a cow does chuck meat come from? It is not the intestines. I'll help you with this one. It's the shoulder. Chuck. To my knowledge, yeah, I think so. Next question.
What was the answer?
The shoulder.
Shoulder.
Yeah. Next question. What NFL team did Vince Lombardi coach after leaving the Green Bay Packers?
The Bears.
Nope, not the Bears.
I don't even know if that was what I just wanted to say.
Go for it. Not the Bears. Good guess, not the Raiders. That's okay. I'll help you with this one. He coached what would be the Washington one. Okay, so when I say it's a tough, people are like, oh. A lot of times if I say it's a tough one, a lot of the people will be like, oh, it's not that tough. Let me try it. So here we go. Canfield, Klondike, and Pyramid are variations of what card game? Canfield, Klondike, and Pyramid are variations of what card game? Wow, good job. Who got that? That was a very, very good answer. Solitaire is correct. Very good. All right. Next question. What two colors are found in IKEA's logo? Blue and yellow is correct. Are correct. IKEA, that's correct. All right.
IKEA's like a Spurgo's favorite furniture store, right?
It should be. All right. Next question. In what sea would you find the Cayman Islands?
That's an ocean. God damn it, why am I so retarded?
No, you're not. You're exactly right. You should have more confidence in yourself. The Caribbean Sea is correct. Good job. All right. Next question. Now, this is a tough question. I'm warning everyone. What part of the brain controls hunger?
What was it again?
What part of the brain controls hunger?
I never understand.
I'll help you with this one. The hypothalamus. The hypothalamus. Now we're gonna do a quick test. I want to see if you can hear me better here. Can you hear me better on this microphone? Or on this microphone? Which one's better?
It's pretty close.
Okay, good to know. All right, next question. In the TV show Knight Rider, what was the real last name of Michael Knight? Any big Knight Rider fans? It's okay. I'll help you with this one.
What was it again? Sorry.
You okay? In the TV show Knight Rider, what was the real last name of Michael Knight?
You mean the actor?
I mean the character.
Oh man.
But give me the actor's name if you know it. You got that right. That's right. David Hasselhoff. And apparently in Knight Rider, his real last name was Long. L-O-N-G. Who knew? Next question. In which sport is the America's Cup awarded? In which sport is the America's Cup awarded? In,
I do have to have some
all right. While you're doing that, welcome Ishan. Welcome Ishan. Ishan is not aware. We're here Carter on us on sent email. We're the coolest group of motherfuckers in the history of the world. We're live in Telegram. Ishan doesn't give a shit. You know what, Ishan? That's cool. You do you. We'll do us. All right. The answer to our most previous question, in which sport is the America's Cup awarded, is sailboat racing. Who knew? All right, next question. What kid star sported the longest tongue in rock? Jensen is right. Ding, ding, ding. Next question. What TV show takes place in the fictional city of Orbit City? Jetsons is correct. Very good. All right. Next question. What percentage of the River Nile is located in Egypt? This isn't a good question, but we're asking it. What percent?
That's a tough one. Go with 70%.
Lower.
50.
Lower.
Oh jeez, shit. 30.
Lower.
Oh man. 15%.
Higher.
20.
Higher.
22.
You nailed it. Very good. But you see why the question, when I ask a number questions, they're not as good as the other ones. It's just something you learn. All right, next question. Very good. Next question. Hey, you're 100% right. Exactly. All right. Next question. What is New Year's Eve called in Scotland? What is New Year's Eve called in Scotland? It is known as Hogmanay. 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 Who knew? All right. Well, now you know it and you forget it. You'll be like, oh, maybe I knew that at some point. All right. If you're not familiar, we use triviagenerator.com for these questions. Right now it's reloading them, so I'm buying a little time. Next question. What planet in our solar system has the longest day? Correct. It is not Jupiter. Any other questions? Any other guesses aside from Jupiter? Venus is correct. Good job. All right. Next question. What new wonder of the world is located in Peru? Machu Picchu is correct. Very good. All right. I'm going to take a second. We got Captain dominated. Bitcoin Kyle. If you see any requests, let them know. My man, Nigerian Dream. You're rocking out. Come on up if you can. $5. I'm inviting you to speak. I'm going to give you this opportunity. I'm going to get you up here. I'm going to speak. I love it. You keep going. That's cool too. It's your world. You just live in it. All right. Next question. You do what you need to do. Come on back when you can.
Alright, I'll just hang out here as a listener for a little bit.
Please do. Absolutely. In the meantime, we're going to go back to Joe Rogan, episode 1. If you're like, Joe Rogan's first episode? Yep. It took place on December 24th, 2009. Take you back to that time.
When you want is open because you're going to be killing your internet. Right. It's killing it right now. Yeah. So I would accept that one and that one. Maybe even close your tweet deck. Really? Well, not tweet deck, I guess. It only updates every once in a while.
So if you're not aware, this is how Joe Rogan started.
You're already getting it. That's huge. Yeah, totally. Oh, you got screen burning? You got screen burning? Go back to your message board a second. That tab on the right. See that? Yeah, what is that? It looks like screen burning. Right, but it's only the image that's going on. I think there's a transparency issue. Okay, what is the channel though? This isn't the channel. It is right upstream.tv/channel Joe Rogan Live. That's like, right. Yeah, right there. You can try it out, yeah. Kill that.
Damn, this is slow as fuck right now.
Yeah. Yo, dog. We're actually gonna go to Joe Rogan, a more recent one, because this one, I mean, when they're just starting this project, it's like most of it is just like them trying to figure out how to work it, and it's really boring. So we're gonna go to a more recent one. Cat Williams was just on, and I've been really looking forward to it. I think Cat Williams is one of the funniest comedians of all time. He doesn't put out that many specials, but the specials that he does put out are classic. He's hilarious. He doesn't take any shit, and I really enjoy him as a person. So with that, episode 2111, Cat Williams.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
What's up? How are you? I can't believe we never met each other till today. That's kind of crazy.
It's really weird.
It's kind of crazy. I was always like at the store, like, Cat was here last night. I'm like, fuck. It was always 2 ships in the night.
Right. I would see you and not be able to get to you. Like, comedy is small, but only if you're mediocre. Big is a vast, vast place.
It's vast and it's also small because there's so few of us. And worldwide, we were talking about this the other day. There's maybe 500 of us on the planet. You know, you got to be real generous and say 500 because it's really probably about 250.
Right.
Like legit comics, guys you want to hang out with, guys who are fun.
Yeah,
guys who
your numbers going down.
Numbers going down. Numbers going down. Guys you'd recommend, leave your house, get a babysitter. The numbers going down. It's not a lot of people.
Right.
Think about the billions and billions of people on the planet. There's a little smidgen of us.
Well, as children, we all take to talking with ease. And so the fact that later on in your life, you be one of the people that can say, I talk for a living, is an amazing honor.
It's amazing.
Even if you look 1,000 years back.
Yeah, especially today. To be able to talk for a living? Oh my God. And that's the problem also with what we do, is that everybody can talk. So they see you talking, they're like, I can do what he's doing.
Right.
He's just up there talking.
And the better you do it, the easier it looks, which is part of the trap.
Yeah, it's part of the trap.
It looks like he doesn't think about what he says, he just says stuff. But you couldn't be as accurate.
No. And then there's hanging around with comics getting to know about shit like their electric Rolls Royces.
Right. If Satan hits me, just know I'm hitting back immediately. You're going to know about it if I've never heard. Yeah, the electric specter.
That thing is insane. Just the way the doors open up, the way the doors close when you touch the brakes. Totally silent.
For the price point, it would have to be perfect. And the whole thing is, it is. And that's what you're trying to do in any genre. Like, you're trying to find that thing that is flawless in that genre.
Right.
And that's it.
That's the Rolls Royce. I never had one of those.
Right. Well, because it's important to you that you be grounded in the important ways. So I can see you not have had it.
having not had a Rolls Royce. I've had 4 or 5.
I'm not opposed to it. It's just the idea of it to me is like, don't do that. For me, you know, I'm always like, get away from that.
Right.
Muscle car.
Well, see, you see what I mean? Yeah, because we live vicariously through these things, and it's been that way for all of humankind. I'm saying it was still like that for the Roman in his chariot. That's how he felt. Like that's how horsemen feel about that ride. You know, like transportation and people have a love story.
Yeah, that's really the only object that I'm really into. Like I'm into vehicles. I'm into mechanical vehicles.
Right.
There's like something about mechanical vehicles that just speak to me. I love them. I love looking at them. I love sitting in them. I love driving them. It's just like, it's one of the things that people say, like, money can't buy you happiness. That's definitely true. If you're fucked up, you're not going to get happier if you get rich. But if you're already reasonably happy and you can afford a nice muscle car, god damn, you'll feel happier. You will feel happier.
But every time. So what I'm saying is, when I got the 67 Chevy Camaro, I needed no other cars. I was complete.
Yeah.
When I got the Grand National, you couldn't tell me anything. There was nothing on the highway that was of my ilk. But I've felt that way 12, 13 times. That's what makes it real love.
Yeah, they give you real joy every time you drive them.
And you feel like that character in that movie. You know?
Yeah, you drive a 1970 Chevelle, you feel like John Wick.
Yeah, it's a sacred place. There's music there, there's recklessness, but there's safety.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it gets to the essence of a being.
And I think it's a thing that won't exist 100 years from now. I think automated driving will be mandatory. I really do. I think we're about 100 years away. 100 years away from no personal automobiles. No control of your vehicle. We're going to stop all crashes. We can stop all crashes and all highway deaths. Come on, Kat. Won't you contribute and give up all your rights to drive? We're going to stop all death.
Yeah, it's not. But understand that all of these things have financial benefits, and then they use those perks you just mentioned to get you in. But I believe that it'll be mandatory. But for practical reasons, like this thing where the police want you and they have to chase you and you may get away, those days are done.
Yeah, they're just going to shut your car off. Yeah.
Your car is going to do what they tell it to do.
Yeah.
Just get behind this patrol car and follow us to the station.
There's speculation that they've had that for a long time, you know. There was that famous journalist, Michael Hastings, that was his name. There's this journalist, I don't know if you know the story, but it's pretty crazy. This guy went to Afghanistan. So Afghanistan with the troops, and he was only supposed to be there writing a Rolling Stone article about this general for a very short amount of time. But then there was a volcano in Iceland, and the volcano in Iceland stopped air travel. So this journalist from the Rolling Stone was embedded in this troop, and they started talking shit. And he started reporting the shit that they were talking, including disparaging comments that the general had said about Obama. So the general gets back. He has to retire. He has to, it's the Rolling Stone exposed. It's a big deal because everybody loves this general. So he retires, and this Michael Hastings guy is on the run, and he's terrified. He's telling people, if I commit suicide, I did not kill myself. People are threatening my life. And then he's going down La Brea, and his car is going like 120 miles an hour and just slams into a tree and explodes. And there's a video footage of it. This dude is just flying down the street, hits a tree, and the car explodes. And they asked security experts at that time, I think it was like 2005, 2004, 2005, is it possible to control a vehicle remotely? I said, does your vehicle have a computer? If your vehicle has a computer, they can control it. Period. There's the way.
And they know that.
And they've been doing that this is 2010. So this is 14 fucking years ago.
Easy peasy.
If they could do that then, what can they do now? Let's just shut your fucking car right off.
That's when this article came out. I'm sorry. So I think the accident was 2013.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, how was the article in 2010 if the accident's in 2013?
Well, the article came out first and exposed McChrystal.
Oh, the Rolling Stone article. I thought you meant the article on the accident.
If you actually do reading about Tesla, see, that's the thing, Joe. That's why I love history so much, because once you find out that this world is a circle, you can never get lost. Like, you can look at certain things and it'll tell you what's going to happen later, like, with amazing accuracy. Like, that's how I knew that things like what you showed me with Hastings, that those were real things.
Yeah.
It's not.
They've always been real.
Everybody who has ever been killed in one of those ways, there was a financial benefit to it. It was obvious. It was easy. You know where it came from. It's just that they do a good job. But how is that difficult if that's your job? Like, they do this really well. They do it worldwide.
Also, this guy fucked with the worst person you could fuck with. A high-ranking, beloved general who's in charge of trained killers who love him. And you don't think he could put one of those dudes on you with a coffee meeting? Just have a sit down at Starbucks with no phones on you? And let me explain what's going on.
A shadow government is no more difficult than a government.
Yeah. And so, not only that, they don't have to get elected. It's even better. Even nicer. They stay for a long time.
What up, Wills?
Think about J. Edgar Hoover. How long did that
so
motherfucker stay
we're
in
down
power
to
for?
Twitter going
He was
right
running
now.
the FBI wearing a dress for 30 years.
Because of
I'll put the link in the chat if you want to join it.
That's why I can speak with impunity about the Illuminati, because I know who you would have to be in order for what I'm saying to bother you, number one. Number two, I know your big secret. I know that you're not the Illuminati. I am. So, you can't be illuminated. You're too dark. But the difficulty is getting people to believe something that they don't want to believe. And in each of these cases, this is where the money is. If you're just a capitalist, it is find something, establish a value for it, and make sure that that includes your profit, and make sure people really want it.
Right.
It's very fundamental.
Also, if you're running corporations and you're making billions of dollars, you're going to get bored. What's the ultimate game? The ultimate game is to run the whole world. You know what the ultimate game is, Kat?
I do.
We have an overpopulation problem, Kat.
Yeah.
It's an overpopulation problem.
Right.
And we're gonna be able to mitigate that with vaccines. We're gonna be able to mitigate that with healthcare.
Right.
We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna get rid of a bunch of people.
We used to be able to do it with neglect, and it was called nature's way.
Right.
You know, like whatever was ailing you, it wasn't ailing everybody in the world. The Chinese didn't have it because they had 6,000 herbs 6,000 years ago and knew what each one did. And,
people are very resistant to that when they don't realize that almost all pharmaceutical drugs come from plants.
You can't be against the original.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's government propaganda working on you. That's like remember when they had Marinol, when they were making weed illegal, and the people were going through cancer, and their doctors had prescribed them weed for chemotherapy, so they gave them Marinol. Do you remember that shit? It's like a synthetic version of weed that's terrible.
But terrible is subjective to nothing. So they have this oil-like cannabis that is for people having seizures.
Right.
And it's the only thing that will stop a seizure.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It is. But here's the thing. The fact that there is a God is the biggest conversation worldwide, but the truth of the matter is there is more reason for you to believe there is a God than there is for you to not. like if we're just talking about marijuana or alcohol or whatever that is, you have to understand that this thing serves no other purpose than to bring pleasure to this small group of people.
I'm just checking to see if I can hear. Testing. Can you hear me? Excellent. Okay, cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. You got that right. So this is Cat Williams, Joe Rogan. Their recent podcast. They never met each other before this moment. So this is quite interesting. This just recently happened. This is episode 2111, Cat Williams. Here we go.
Pleasure to this small group of beings. Right. And the fact that it already was set up to do that, the fact that it was already set up on this planet for there to be medicines for us to find and to utilize. And you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's not like, oh, yeah, so he made a cow. No, to make a cow, it means you had to also have made grass. And it means you would have had to have invented a whole new eating system for this animal, which was cud. And that means you would then have to have given him 3 stomachs to be able to, and you would have to have known that he was going to then emit a gas that was going to be necessary on the planet. Like, like none of these things
Fertilizer
are right. The fact that everything goes together is how you know.
It's pretty wild. And every time we step in and fuck with it, it goes haywire.
Right.
Every time human beings do it.
Predictably haywire.
Haywire.
Right.
Haywire.
Right. But that's part of the benefits of free will. Mm-hmm. Is you really can jump into a volcano, dude.
Yeah. Haywire.
You really can.
I mean, think about what we've done to wildlife. The craziest thing in this country, especially right here, is pigs. Bro, wild pigs are everywhere, and there's so many of them. I went to a friend of mine's farm, it's like a ranch, to hunt wild pigs, and you just hear them like Lord of the Rings characters in the bushes. And there's 150 of them near you, 250 of them, thousands on the ranch. They're all over the place, and they have 3 litters a year. And they start having litters when they're 6 months old. They just pump out piglets. Let's go.
You can tell they're not delicious.
They are delicious.
Oh, well, then here we go then. We don't really have a problem then,
right.
Do we?
No, we have a we need to eat pigs problem.
No, we need to be sending this off somewhere.
Yeah.
Someone who does.
Well, definitely we should. That would be an easy way to solve a lot of hunger problems.
I'm saying we live in a country where we're complaining about food sources.
That's a good point.
These chickens are pecking us to death. They're everywhere. I can't eat them, please. Yeah, but they're delicious, right?
Yeah. Have more chickens. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do have an overabundance problem for sure. We really do. But the pig thing is a wild one. It's hard to get them. Like they're very smart and they spread out and there's so fucking many of them. They shoot them with helicopters. They fly over. Right. I've been in 3 times since I moved here to go shoot pigs out of a helicopter.
But that's part of the reason that you came to Texas.
The freedom, for sure.
Texas is a place of great adventure.
Yeah.
And people who believe in that.
Yeah.
Right? It's really God's country in the right places.
It is in the right places. I think you're going to have annoying people everywhere you go in this world. But in general, I think the people here overall are nicer, they're friendlier, and they're not captured. They're not captured by the ether of Hollywood. That they haven't been sucked into the vortex of ideological thinking and just that weirdness of that town. So when you escape that and just be around regular people, you're like, oh, people are all right. I've just been in an insane asylum. You're looking for a girlfriend. You have to be in a place where you're around good people, like normal people. That's better for you.
You're not trying to say that people that happen to live there are not nice people.
There's a lot of nice people there, for sure.
Here's the thing. Hopefully we can agree that the problem is with extremes.
Yes.
Extreme anything.
Yes.
Extreme left is as vicious and as far right.
Yep.
It's, the middleness of it all that makes America great. And
For
Texas
sure.
has been front and center of that forever.
I think a big part of it, though, is how much does your government control you? Even when things don't even make sense. Like in California, they made flavored vapes illegal. Can you imagine? Like, strawberry mist is our number one
That was
problem.
fine, but they let it also hurt black people in that it counted menthol as a flavor and hurt Newports.
So you can't sell menthol cigarettes in California.
Right, they have their own cigarettes. They have non-menthol Newports. It's terrible.
Why do black people like menthol so much? What's that about? It's a totally different type of cigarette.
You're gonna get me canceled.
This
is very racist. This conversation, even though neither of us are. Go figure.
Just talking about a type of cigarette people enjoy?
Just saying, why do black people like Newport so much? And a black person actually getting ready to answer this. It's terrible on all ends.
I don't think it is.
Well, I don't think it is either, because we have a new...
It's like if you start asking me about spaghetti, I'm not going to get offended. You start asking me about Italian food, or why are Italian people so loud? I'm not going to
How many people have ever died of pasta-related? A lot, Joe.
A lot of fatzos out there kicking the bucket, bro.
That's not because of pasta.
An overabundance of carbohydrates.
They were going to be fat wherever they lived, sir.
Maybe. That's an
Going to be great bread eaters and
delicious high carbohydrate food. They couldn't stop it. People are addicted to food like they're addicted to anything. And if there's a thing that I could ever be addicted to, it's that.
Right. That's all of us, though.
All of us.
And what a blessing.
Yeah. We have so much.
Starving people aren't addicted to anything, and they don't have food-related illnesses.
Exactly.
But back to where we were.
Yeah.
You were asking me about the menthol cigarettes.
Oh, that's right.
And the answer is, we value strength in product. So there's this whole thing with liquor and malt liquor and the difference between the two, and one is richer and stronger.
The more potent version.
Right. And as a people, we tend to go with those products.
Things are stronger, that makes sense.
Right, like before things were called concentrate.
Yeah.
That's what we appreciated.
That makes sense.
Concentrated. And the fact that menthol is a natural thing. So, anybody who is from the South knows about mint plants and,
And menthol used as a skincare product, like injuries and shit.
Right, like you appreciate that as a flavor profile as well.
Right. That makes sense.
The mint julep.
It's just telling people they can't have it anymore. Who the fuck are you? That's my position.
Well, and that's a noble position, and we appreciate the fact that you represent that, but the truth of the matter is not pretty. And the truth of the matter is that most people would like to be controlled more by their government if they had
it easier. Maybe.
Most people are all for government control, as long as they don't have to discuss it.
Yeah, as long as it works in their favor, they'll give up a lot of rights. And then hopefully the next administration that's...
Rights are generally worthless at the time.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that if the government can make life easy, a lot of people have it hard, right? So if the government comes in and says, I'm going to make it easier for you, but I'm going to need certain requirements of you. I'm going to need you to have a digital ID. That digital ID will be attached to a social credit score. And we're going to give you universal basic income. You no longer have to worry about food or shelter. You'll be taken care of. And now you can pursue your dreams.
Is this the mark of the beast you're speaking of, sir?
I think it is.
Right. That's the whole thing, is it's never been difficult at any point in history. Like we got a dude right now that's telling you front and center that I put a computer in somebody's head, guys.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And everybody's going, yay.
It's the greatest thing in the world, sir.
Yeah.
But we understood this 15, 20, 25 years ago. We understood while watching Tron or while watching Cyborg, we understood that there was just this small line medically that needed to be crossed in order for us to be able to do these things.
Yeah.
Like if you can hook a battery up to an octopus and make it go like this, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
Why? Because this is a machine that we have.
It's a biological machine.
Right. And once you understand it, you understand it.
Yeah. And you can fuck with that machine. You can juice it up. You can fucking get it stronger, get it smarter. You can do a lot of things with that machine.
This is what the Anunnaki said. This is how you know that these are not made up things from people's imagination, because everything is factual. Like this necklace, right?
Right.
People online were like, yeah, is that Buddhist or that's this or that? It's none of that. Like I just try to find the answers to things. So I
a ship wheel?
I designed this because this is that thing that you see that all the Anunnaki guys that have that look like a wristwatch, and they always have it, and you're always trying to see what that is.
Yeah, what is that?
It is a time, and it's a compass. It's a time-keeping compass.
That's what that is?
Yeah. So that's what made the carrier of great importance, because he was able to do things that were magical in nature, like go somewhere and get right back. Like, you know what I mean? Like
that thing on the wrist was a compass?
A time-keeping compass. Yeah. Right. So you had to believe in things that didn't exist at some point, like magnetics and the distance and probabilities and right. That's how, like, if you were to read like thousands of books about people that knew a bunch of shit, like you start finding out that it's not really about knowing anything, it's about where to go to get the information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when we look at all the ruins all around the world, like we're not seeing ruins of colleges and universities and all of that. We're seeing temples and synagogues and churches, but people don't understand that that's where that information was coming from for that period of time. When we went to these temples, they weren't in there singing and reading from a book. They were in there being taught things that they were able to go put into practice. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they were being taught art, agriculture, you know what I mean? Like they were being taught. Yeah.
They had some very bizarre knowledge too. They had a detailed knowledge of cosmology. They had a really detailed knowledge of our solar system.
100% of the writings across the world, whoever said anything about space or the universe or what was out there, why were all of them correct, Joe? It's not even possible. Like, how did they know that Mars was the red planet, and why was it a worldwide fact?
Right.
Planetarily, Saturn had rings, like, based upon what information? Because nobody worldwide is disagreeing. Nobody's like, oh, I thought of this, or it came to me in a dream. Nobody's saying that anywhere in anybody's civilization. Everybody's civilization says this information came from the people that came from it.
Yeah.
There are no coincidences.
Well, they know that Mars used to have an atmosphere. Mars used to have an atmosphere, used to have water. Something happened to its environment.
If that's correct, then there's a guy right now saying he's getting ready to put people up there.
Yep. Exactly. Restart it all over again.
50 years ago, there was no water in our whole universe. Let them tell it. Now there's been water almost everywhere. There's water on the moon, for crying out loud.
Are you familiar with the Younger Dryas impact theory? Do you know what that is?
Say what it is.
Younger Dryas impact theory is a theory that Earth goes through a cycle of like comet storms every June and every November, and most of the time nothing happens. But every now and again we get hit. We get hit big, and they think we got hit big 11,800 plus years ago, and that had to restart civilization. And that what you're seeing from like Mesopotamia, all these people 6,000 years later, they think that is a rebuilding of civilization that was already like just whispers and stories and tales, and then they rebuilt it again thousands of years later. But if you go back to like 11,800 BC, 11,800 years ago, you're dealing with what we thought were hunter-gatherers, and now we know they weren't. Now we know they built complex stone structures, and the real speculation is they think that the people who built the pyramids built them way earlier than the conventional dating is. They think there's real evidence that shows they're 9,000, 11,000 years old. Easy.
No people built the pyramids.
No people?
No.
Who built them?
No people.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. A lot of us spend our lives wishing we had more time. And the question is, time for what? If time was unlimited, how would you use it? Like if I had an extra hour in my day every day, I think I would practice archery, or maybe I would shoot pool. I'd write jokes. I'd do something. I'd find a way. But I'd love an extra hour. Be nice. Well, the best way to squeeze that special thing into your schedule is to know what's important to you so that you can make it a priority. And therapy can help you figure that out. A therapist can guide you through the process of defining your value, understanding your priorities, so you know what things you can spend your time on that will really fulfill you. Otherwise, you'll always be wishing for more time. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp offers convenient, affordable online therapy that comes to you. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Learn how to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/JRE today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JRE.
No people built the pyramids. And if you look around the world, you see certain telltale things that let you know that advanced machinery was in usage. Look, there this whole thing where slaves are stronger people is a fallacy. We like to believe that slaves are stronger. Slaves are weaker because they don't eat the right food and they live a terrible life. Your slave population is not smarter and better conditioned unless you're enslaving the Jews.
They stopped thinking that quite a while ago. They think it was actually skilled labor because of the way they were eating. They found what their camps were, where their food was. They ate like very good food. So they think they were actually skilled labor, but also probably forced skilled labor. But that's probably not the people who built it. That's probably the people that were working on it. That's probably the people that worked in the village or in the city.
How many companies have done renovations on the White House? None of them have done enough renovation that they can claim it's their White House. So, yes, thousands of years worth of people were there. But that doesn't have anything to do with the building of it. Who do you think built it? Well, understand, we know enough now to understand that this was a complex. This was not...
right.
We've been led to believe that this is how much they worshipped their dead bodies.
Right.
But the evidence doesn't show any of that.
No,
like when you see inside, when they have those intricate carvings and paintings and stuff in gold and stuff, you have to remember this is in a windowless room, folks. There's no candle soot. There's no this. It's clearly a power plant and built specifically for that location on this planet.
What do you think it was powered by?
The hot water springs underneath it.
So it was powered by the hot water springs? And to what end? How do you know all this, first of all? Is this marijuana talk?
information about humankind, you find out that in all parts of history, people were coming to this region for their information and their knowledge and their things that were forbidden, and these were not these were the highest of human civilization.
Not even comparable to anyone else.
No.
Nor since.
Nor since. Right.
The Great Pyramid of Giza is insane.
Right. like even Tesla says that this is where he came to get the information. But if you follow that information pathway, it leads you to this character called Thoth, right? And the emerald tablets of Thoth are literally mind-changing and mind-blowing, just because you understand when this was written and the terminology being used is
when was it written?
Far too accurate for now. So I'm sure that
here it is. Emerald Tablet, also known as the Smaragdine Tablet, or the Tabula Smaragdina. Boy, I fucked that up. It's compact and
Trismegistus.
A cryptic hermetic text. It was highly regarded by Islamic and European alchemists as the foundation of their art. Though attributed to the legendary Hellenistic figure Hermes Trismegistus. How do you say it, bro?
Trismegistus.
Trismegistus. The text of the Emerald Tablet first appears in a number of early medieval Arabic sources, the oldest of which dates to the late 8th or early 9th century. It was translated into Latin several times in the 12th and 13th centuries. Numerous interpretations and commentaries followed. So what does it say, though? The Egyptian god Thoth. Okay, it says beginning in the 2nd century BC onwards, Greek texts attributed to Hermes, a syncretic combination of Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth, appeared in Greco-Roman Egypt. Those texts known as the Hermetica are a heterogeneous collection of works that in the modern day era are commonly subdivided into two groups: the technical Hermetica, comprising of astrological, medico-botanical, alchemical, and magical writings, and the religio-philosophical Hermetica, comprising of mystical, philosophical writings. Holy shit.
Is this weed talk, Joseph?
No, this is so legit.
So legit, my man.
So this dude was probably an alien.
Dude, first of all, there are no probablys.
Yeah.
That's the benefit once you hear it or read it, is the fact that it's given in first person, and that's not possible. The things that are being said are impossible. Enough time has passed, though, that it's not like that. But
I'm going to read that.
He literally says, hey, there's a spaceship on Earth, and this is where it is. Because if all you care about is information, right? Like, that's what you start to see is when you get to everybody's civilization, Asian, Indian, African, when you get to the crux of their information, nobody's disagreeing with anybody.
Right. If you figured out how the fuck they did it, if there was any logical explanation that people could have done it, I would be on board. I'd be like, well, okay.
But there aren't any people saying that.
Human beings it's possible if you had enough power and you had enough engineering and mathematics that you could figure out how to design and construct the pyramid.
Yes.
But then the logistical problem of getting the stones from hundreds of miles away, massive, several ton, up to 80-ton stones.
Joe,
that's crazy. 500 miles away somewhere.
Even if you could do it, let me ask you this. Would you build it on sand?
I don't think it was originally sand. So that's the thing.
Right. This was a fertile valley.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right.
The Nile Valley. That was the reason.
They had electric and Wi-Fi, and they had all of that.
They probably did. And that's probably where the younger giants impact theory comes in.
The greatest trick is to make us believe that people back then were dumber and we're smarter.
Right.
And that whole thing is a fallacy.
Yeah, that's definitely not real.
But it's worth it for us to believe that.
I think we are the children of the survivors of some great catastrophe. And I think that's why every single
Not everybody.
biblical scholar, what?
Not everybody. Some people
What do you mean?
are that.
Some people are the survivors?
Right.
Well, I mean, most human beings probably got wiped out in comet storms. And I think we probably got, like, there's been points in history that they know of where human beings got down to like 7,000 people.
Who's counting them?
I think they use genetics and they backtrace and they try to find individuals that were capable of having X amount of children. I wonder how they do the calculations. It's a good question.
The things in Hollywood and in writing that have attracted our attention worldwide were all based on some truth. So all the stories of hobbits have been successful in all of their genres. Why? Because they existed. Like we now know that there were whole pygmy groups and that, we understand that that's what the Seven Dwarves was.
Yeah. Like that island of Flores, man, that they found. That they literally call it a hobbit. It was like a 3-foot tall person that was covered in hair, smaller head than us, used tools.
As a preteen, I knew that Atlantis really existed just because of how it was spoken of offhandedly.
Mm-hmm. Just that it was
in early writings.
Yeah.
Well, not just mentioned, but mentioned offhandedly like you would a place that's just a landmark.
Right. We landed in New York before we went to Montreal. Yeah.
We were in Austin.
Yeah.
By Dallas.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the guy that thinks that they found the spot in Africa? What is that the ring called? That Jimmy Corsetti is he's on this. This dude is an expert in this shit. And he's an expert in ancient catastrophes and the remnants and the evidence that shows that these civilizations existed and something happened.
We have a Twitter space
going. He's focused on this one
I'm
area
going to send
in
the
Africa
link in the
that he believes is
Telegram
Atlantis.
chat. Join the Twitter
He
space,
says it
okay?
has all the hallmark characteristics, and there's all the
I'm sending you the
evidence
link.
of massive water erosion surrounding the area. That at one point in time, it's
Hey,
very
you good,
likely
baby?
that this area got hit with a massive flood, and it matches all the characteristics of Atlantis. When you see it, when you see the way the concentric circles of rings, like try explaining this. Like, you're going to see it. And try explaining this through a natural phenomenon that doesn't exist anywhere around it.
Right.
Concentric circles that is near what used to be water, and there's heavy water erosion marks all around it that indicate massive amounts of quick-flowing water in a very short period of time.
Right. Yeah.
I forget what it's called,
What
but
up,
I know
man?
exactly where it
Man,
is.
we have a Twitter space going right now.
That's it. Look at that thing. Bro.
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The reshot structure.
That's it. The reshot structure.
Excellent.
I mean, are you fucking kidding me?
It's hard for me to hear you. So if you can, come to the Twitter space.
Now
I'd love
imagine
to see
if
you.
that was this
Glad to
massive
see you.
city of concentric circles and walls and
It
a
is.
thriving population.
Okay,
And then
we have
it
enough
gets hit with
people.
this water.
Okay.
You can see the
Okay, hold on a
water
second.
erosion
Hold
all
on a
over the
second.
place. The
Vance,
whole thing.
are you saying that you want some trivia? You got it. Okay, come to the space right now and we'll play. You got it. You got me. You got me. I'm ready when you are. All right. So, if you are just joining us, we were listening to Cat Williams, and we'll continue that. Sometimes we need a break. Sometimes Rabbi needs a break. Sometimes other people need a break. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Excellent. Thank you for coming.
I think you're doing a great job, Rabbi.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Well, we'll be here, God willing. And you come on back, and we'll see you soon. Excellent. Vamp, come on up. Request when you can. And when I see it, I'll let you up. And we'll do some trivia. In the meantime, I'm going to spam the chat because that's what I do best. I see that we have a request, and I am letting up our friend Vamp. I don't know why it didn't show up from my other account, Vamp. You should be up in a moment. Hello, welcome. Bob Dobbs, I see that you're in the Telegram. Feel free to come to the Twitter. We're going to be playing trivia in a moment, and we want you here.
I'm in there. I just clicked on this.
Oh, you're beautiful. Just because you want to see my face along with the hearing me. And I understand. Some people can only get enough of me. You're taking it all in, so I appreciate that. All right. We're going to...
Yeah, everyone has to see that. I mean, Rabbi looks like he took a shower.
I did. I took a shower. I did the whole thing. All righty. Here we go. If you're not aware, we use the website randomtriviagenerator.com for our questions. If you're also not aware, feel free to request to come up. I have some co-hosts here, so feel free to co-host if you can. Allow other people to come up as well. And let's see here. Interesting to me. I see Bob Dobbs is here. So I've got a device. I'm going to leave with one device. I'm going to come right back with it. And the reason why I have to do that is because one should be able to hear me. One should be able to see me. And I am requesting to speak. So as I do this, you're hearing me literally stall as I am doing it in real time. All right, so we're bringing up one of my accounts. Wow, that one is coming in loud and clear. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Invite that bad boy to co-host. We'll respond, accept. There we go. Okay, we should be good to go. Now I'm going to switch my mics so that you hopefully can hear me better. And excellent. All right, first question. What? Yeah, you're right. Okay, so let me fix that. And
come on, guys. He needs to fix this first. It's a new setup, but just...
It is. Okay, so... Well, thank you. All right. I think this is the best we'll be able to do, but I think it works. What form of writing is literally translated to sacred writings? What form of writing is literally translated to sacred writings? That's a good guess. It's close. Here's a clue. In Egypt. What is it? What'd you? Hieroglyphics. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you're good. Very good. Very good, man. Good job. All right. Next question. Who played the role of Andy in the movie Pretty in Pink? Who? Let's I see you got some people who are saying some things. Who just gave a thumbs up? Captain Howdy. So Captain Howdy, come on up. I'm gonna send some invites so that we give you some competition.
You don't have to talk about yourself, just say the answers.
Absolutely. So what you didn't know, Vamp, is we did play for like 2 hours before, a little earlier. So some people.
Yeah, I bet. I know you're already online with the spaces like radio 24/7, so I was just joking.
No, you're good. You're good. I need to be prodded.
And I was a bit confused because I heard like a recording, and through the recording, one of the voices sounds like James.
Oh, James Kaminsky?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
It sounds like him, and I was just like, yeah, wait, are they in the Telegram? And he's just going with the microphone into the space now, so everyone just that kind of thing.
Do you know that James is in Denver for ETH Denver?
I got already pictures of people.
Oh, that's very good. Hey, we've got Lube Skyballer. Lube Skyballer. Dog, I can't believe we have Luke Skyballer here. We're going to invite Luke Skyballer here. Invite them to speak. We're going to invite everybody else to speak because we need Vamp to have some competition. Now, Captain Howdy came up, so he's going to be your competition. Or she. Captain Howdy could be a girl. And, all right, well, maybe someday. You never know. I was a guy, and now, according to the state of California, baby, I am a FEMALE. Yes, it is. I've also been non-binary as well. I've had every option that you can have on your license, which is an M for male, an X for non-binary, and an F for female. So I've been through the whole gambit. I'm as close to a modern-day shapeshifter as you can get. All righty. We got Captain in here. We got Vamp. We've invited some other people. If you'd like to come up, feel free. If not, it's going to be a 1v1 sudden death fight to the finish. All right, here we go. What is a grouping of bananas called? I would accept that, but actually it has another name. I think a bunch is just that small group. I mean the whole big thing. But I would accept a bunch. That's okay. I wouldn't know what it is. It's known as a hand. It's known as a hand. A grouping of bananas is called a hand. Maybe because it's like a fingers, but I'm not sure. Could be. Next question. Which countries share Lake Geneva? There are two. Switzerland's one of them.
That's all I got.
That's okay. That's okay. Lake Geneva is shared by Switzerland and France. Okay, so I've never done this. I've never done this like a real competition, and I want to. So here's what we're gonna do. We have two people playing. It's Vamp and Captain. No, it is. As I said previously, it's sudden death. No. You absolutely can't. But I want to see how you do with first to 10. Who does the best, and if you do well. But that gives a little bit of pressure. And if other people come, then we can certainly expand it. But this way, it is some competition, and we'll see how you guys do. All right. What color is pure caffeine?
Pure caffeine?
Yeah. So what color did you say? White is correct. Ding, ding, ding. 1 for Captain. So let's say this. I could say like there are no penalties for incorrect answers, which is fine. But then you could sit there and literally be like red, blue, green, blah, blah, blah. If you want to do that, that's cool. After like 2 rounds of that, I'm going to change the rules. So just know. But I don't think don't feel like you're going to be punished if you guess the wrong answer. So with that said, Captain has won, and that was very good. White is correct. Next question. What is the most commonly ingested drug in the world? What is the most? Just one moment. Just one moment. Okay. Wills, do I know about the event in Denver tonight? Yeah. Do I know where it is? I don't, but what I could tell you, do you know who James Kaminsky is? He's in the community. He is there right now. And if you message him, you can probably just connect with him. He's at the Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Enu booth.
Oh, he is? Is that at the conference?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll
Yeah, so there's an event there tonight at the booth, and so that should be in like a couple hours. But he's there right now. He's actually, I think, at a friend's house, but he said he was heading down there, so he might be there now.
I knew the event started at 7, and that's tomorrow, and then after. I just wanted to, can't find the address.
Do you need me to look up the address for you?
Yeah, that's really all.
Okay, yeah. So what is the event called?
I don't know. It's the thing. We do it like, like a happy hour, like 7.
I understand. Let me ask the group that we have here. Does anyone in the Twitter space know what the address is of the Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Enu event is at ETH Denver? Does anybody know the address? Okay, that's a thought too. Oh, here, I see it. Or I see an RSVP link. So, absolutely. So okay, here's what it says. Oh, I got the address. You ready? Okay, it's 3126 Larimer, Larimer Street, 3126 Larimer Street, Denver, Colorado, 80205. 31. And just for your knowledge, it's from 6 to 9. And it looks like 347 people are going. There's a huge wait list. There are like 533 people on the wait list. So it should be really big.
Yeah, I'm already on. I'm already on proof.
All right. Well, that's why we do this, Wills, as basically a hub for the community. If anybody needs assistance or is bored or wants to connect, we're always here. So is there anything else you need?
That's it. Thank you, buddy.
Excellent. Absolutely.
I gotta go to the event.
Of course. Knock yourself out. Hey, if you have a chance, we've got a 24/7 Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Enu space going. Hop in and just listen to it, and we'll accompany you on your way to the event. And then James is going to be at the event. He's going to be live streaming in the Telegram, so maybe we'll see you there.
Yeah, you definitely will.
Excellent. All right, well, so you take care. Absolutely. All righty, friends. Thank you so much for your patience. I know Vamp said that she was going to hop out for a second, But that's how we do things here. We want to help people, and I know no one is so invested in the game, particularly Vamp and Captain, that we couldn't take a few moments to get an address for a fellow friend, especially if they're in a place with which they're not familiar. I know the difference between not having an address and having an address is potentially the biggest difference in the world to someone. So I appreciate y'all letting me do that. All right. So when Vamp returns, we will continue our challenge. And in the meantime, I am going. Oh, perfect, Vamp. And we're able to get wills that. Oh, cool. Oh, well, then we don't even have to follow up. Perfect timing. All right, next question. What singer was born Sherilyn Sarkisian? What singer was born Sherilyn Sarkisian? Ooh, good guess, but it's not Shakira. It sounds like, it kind of sounds like that. What'd you say? Cher is correct. Very good job. Okay, so it is 1-1. Captain has one for the correct answer. What is the color of caffeine? And I have to give one away. So I came up with a question there, and I never gave the answer. What is the most commonly, what did I say, ingested drug in the world? Also caffeine, because of the amount of tea that is, and like tea is the most commonly drank liquid beverage in the world. I just think that's an interesting one, but we're not going to count that one. What we will count is what singer was born Sherilyn Sarkisian. That is Cher. Congratulations. It's 1-1. Next question. Dun, dun, dun. Approximately how far is the Earth's ozone layer from its surface? Hold on. We're not going to count this one. We're going to tell you what the answer is. It's 20 to 30 kilometers, but something like that is too hard to judge, because if somebody goes in there and says, oh, I don't know, they're 35 miles or something like that, or I don't know, 25 miles. They use the kilometers and not the miles. We'll have to do some kind of, exactly, and it's just a number one too. So apologies there. We're going to go to another one. All right, this is an interesting one. I'm going to ask it, and let's say if you get the majority of them right, you get it. So feel free to chime in when you can. Here we go. What are the names of the 4 original Berenstain Bears? What are the names of the 4 original Berenstain Bears? I'll help you with this one, and when I tell you what the answer is, you'll be like, oh, okay. Here we are. Papa, Mama, Sister, Brother. Oh my God. Right, of course. I'm thinking they got names like, there's little Trixie and Uncle Bob or whatever. No, nothing like that. All right, next question. What color are shelled pistachio nuts? What color are shelled? The inside or the outside? The shell? I believe we're talking the shell part. Okay, we're going to accept green. Yeah. And I think as they dry, they get more beige. Green is correct. So we've got 2 for Vamp. That's why I asked, like, outside or inside. It's very good. And feel free to always ask any kind of clarification question. So very good. Next question. What Tchaikovsky ballet includes Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy? And you got it. It's 2-2. It was 2-2. And see, we don't even have like established rules. And this changed in the game of Jeopardy as well. I'm a big Jeopardy fan. Originally in Jeopardy, you could interrupt the host and guess the answer before they finished, and you could get it right. And they changed that in later years, that you had to finish the question. I am a fan. If you know it, say it, go for it. If it works, go for it. So that way, it's first to the finish, basically. So I believe it is now. It's 2-2. It's you had White and Tchaikovsky and and Nutcracker, and then Vamp had this pistachio. And what was the other question you had, Vamp? Do you remember? Share. That's correct. So 2-2. Very good. All right. Next up. Which Bohemian city gave us the Pilsner? Which Bohemian city gave us the Pilsner? This is incredibly unfair of me to ask this against Captain. All right, we're gonna call time on this one. The Bohemian city that gave us the Pilsner is Pilsen. Is Pilsen far? Okay. There you go. Next question.
Actually, a different kind of beer and even smaller.
Is lighter, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Next question. What is the capital of the U.S. state Montana? Cheyenne is incorrect. We're only going to give you one chance at this one, and the reason why is it's a little bit swayed in your favor. Vamp, do you have a guess? What is the capital of Montana? Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Well, we gave you one kind of an easier one for you, the previous one. The answer is Helena. Helena. Helena, Montana. Next question. What is biltong? What is biltong? Biltong. Biltong. What is biltong? Biltong. I love biltong.
Sounds like a fungus. I don't know.
It does. Biltong is a dried meat. It's very popular. It's like jerky. It's very popular in my local kosher market. The South African people really like it. It's really popular in South Africa. So it's kind of like a jerky. It's very good. Okay, that's what biltong is. Next question. Who is Penelope Pussycat's would-be seducer? Who is Penelope Pussycat's would-be seducer? Who is Penelope Pussycat's would-be seducer? Okay, I see thumbs down. We don't know this one. Okay, I'm going to help you with it. He's probably the stinkiest cartoon character that there is. Pepe Le Pew is. All right, next question. Which mosquito bites humans, male or female?
Female.
The answer is female. Good job, Captain. Captain takes the lead. 3-2. Very good. Next question. Prague is the capital of which country?
Czech Republic.
That's correct. 4-2. Takes a blistering lead over Vamp. That's Captain. Next question. And I'm doing my best to do ones that aren't too much for either country. All right. What boy band did Justin Timberlake belong to?
NSYNC.
NSYNC is correct. Captain taking the lead at 5-2. Vamp, were you a big NSYNC fan?
No, but it's just like 1 second went past. Sometimes it's literally just like a problem. I'm sitting here like in 1 second behind. But it's okay.
That's absolutely. Hey, that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it fun.
It makes fun for me because I can learn. It's just a practice.
I was thinking about this the other day. It must be. Well, I don't know particularly that well because I don't play trivia in other languages, but any kind of game probably helps your vocabulary a little bit because it does force your brain to do that really quick, difficult translation under pressure.
Rephrase things.
That exactly. All right. Next question. Shoes worn by ballerinas are also called what?
Slippers.
That's close, but they have a name.
It's peep toe. Is it no?
That's close.
It's not peep toe. It's yeah. No, I don't get it. No.
That's okay. I'll help you. They're known as point shoes.
Yeah.
Point shoes. Slippers are close, but we were looking for point shoes. All right, next question. What planet is the hottest in our solar system? It is not Mercury. Vamp, do you have a guess?
Wrong. Sorry.
What was your guess?
No. Yes.
Well, take a guess. It's not going to hurt.
Say the question again. Sorry.
Absolutely. What planet is the hottest in our solar system? It is not Mercury.
The hottest.
Hottest.
Saturn.
It is not Saturn. It is Venus. All right. We are going to change up the rules.
There's a banana cake one time.
Oh,
Banana cake one time.
absolutely. We're letting banana cake up. Wow, banana cake. Come on up. We got you. We see you. I have done my best to allow you to come up. It says connecting. We are using the oldest iPhones literally possible. So, banana cake, can you hear us? You should be able to speak.
Yeah, what's going on, Rabbi? It's actually Avi in Telegram.
Oh, how are you?
I just want to say that my friend Sigler down there, I've onboarded him to the Superfluous Man. He sold everything that he had to buy one. It wasn't like cheap for him, so I just wanted to say congrats to Sailor Pepe.
Well, congrats, Sailor Pepe. Welcome to the club. Fabulous. We appreciate it. You've joined the greatest. Go ahead. You've joined the greatest group of individuals, not just on Telegram, not just on Twitter, but on all of social media and perhaps in the world. We're very diverse. We have all kinds of varied interests, and whatever you may find in this community is up to you. If you want to literally spend all day here 24/7 and watch someone live their life, you can. If you only want to watch our big events, like we just had a huge fight with one of our founders recently in Mexico City who did really well and has helped to pump the coin, and that's all you're interested in, or you never even want to watch the coin and you just purchase for whatever reason, we're happy you're here, and we want you to know that not all communities are like this. You won't find random people having telegrams and Twitter spaces in a workday afternoon. Most people do not have this. So what you found is very unique, and we are just absolutely thrilled that you're here. So once again, welcome Sailor Pepe. We're happy you're here, and thank you so much, Banana Cake, for bringing in a new friend. Excellent. All right. With that said, we got some other friends here. We'll give some people a chance to come up. We've got Nexus Blade, welcome. Banana Cake, of course. Captain and Vamp, we're in the middle of a challenge. We might hold off on that for a little bit. We've got Alexandru, who's here. We're going to invite Alexandru to speak. Sailor Pepe, we're going to invite you to speak. If you'd like to come up, feel free. We've got ID, welcome. GPM, we've got GPM in here. Oh, wow. We've got Moneybag, Straight Up Finger, Money Tongue, Straight Up Finger, Moneybag. We're inviting you to speak. We got J-Bolt. I can't believe we got J-Bolt in here. Of all the people who I never thought we would ever get in here, it would be J-Bolt and Lube Skyballer. if anybody knows, I think it was back in like my 4th grade journal. I used to talk about my dream of one day having Luke Skyballer in a Twitter space, and my dream has come true. We've got Joe Mick in here. Joe Mick and I go all the way back until about 10 seconds ago when I clicked on their name and I saw that they had joined our space. So welcome. We've sent invites to many of you, and we're happy that you're here. All right, with that being said, we're in the middle of a trivia challenge, and we see that we've got a hand. Feel free to go ahead, Banana Cake. Oh, that's baller. Well, no, you're good. Banana Cake, can I tell you something about the unique benefit to a gambling addiction? There's one. Now, of any addiction out there, they all seem negative. Heroin addiction is negative. Of course, alcohol addiction is negative. But gambling addiction is the only addiction out there that you can actually make a lot of money. And that's not too bad of a thing. And I'm going to tell you something. If you, Banana Cake, have joined the right, if you're invested correctly, what one person's gambling is another person's investing. And if you look at our chart recently, we are hitting some amazing recent highs, and you're going to have a really good time in this community. And I really appreciate the kind words that you said. You know that I stream all the time. I have more data online than any person in global history. And we are essentially documenting the story of this coin in real time, which is really exciting. And to your friend, you should know that we could not be happier to have new members. Sailor Pepe, I'm looking at your profile. Firstly, I love your Sproto. It's beautiful. It's a great one. SailorPepe.eth. Let's learn about them. Let's do a deep dive. They're a memologist. If you didn't know what that was, that's someone who's a studier of memes. They're also an organizer of thoughts. They are into pork and PMDC when it comes to some of their investments. And they're in with the best group of people that you could ever want. So welcome. We're happy that you're here. All right. With that being said, we've got some new players. So I hope you're all excited for another round of trivia. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. This is a good question. So when it comes to Vamp and Captain, we're going to hold off on that. We're going to give some new people some options here. I think you guys, understand. You guys are dominant players in the trivia game, but we need some new people. We want to see some new talent and see if we can get you some other challengers. So here we go. What is the stage name of Reginald Kenneth Dwight? What is the stage name of Reginald Kenneth Dwight? Reginald Kenneth Dwight is better known as Elton John. Elton John. His real name is Reginald Kenneth Dwight. Next question. What U.S. city is famous for its French Quarter? New Orleans. New Orleans is correct. Very good. New Orleans is famous for its French Quarter. Next question. In 1977, the 1977 movie Saturday Night Fever was based on what New York Magazine article? No one is going to know this, so I will just tell it to you. Tribal Rights of the New Saturday Night. That is what the movie Saturday Night Fever was based on. The New York Magazine article. All right, next question. In the 1989 movie Batman, who played the role of Joker?
Jack Nicklaus.
Ooh, that's a golfer, my man. That's right. I always mess those two up. So whoever said Jack Nicklaus, I always do that myself. Jack Nicklaus, of course, the famous 18 major champion, 6-time Masters green jacket wearer, unfortunately did not play the Joker in Batman, Jack Nicholson. So excellent job there. Next question. What NBA star was known for his signature spin move, the Dream Shake? What NBA star was known for his signature spin move, the Dream Shake? I'll help you with this one, maybe. But this was... it is not. It was Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem the Dream. They used to call him Hakeem the Dream.
That guy was also on the Rockets.
Yeah, exactly. So they won back-to-back championships between the Bulls three-peats. So it went, the Bulls won their 3, then the Rockets won 2, and then the Bulls won another 3 in the mid-90s. So here we go. Next question. What is the only war fought between Canada and the United States?
French-Indian War.
It is not the French-Indian War. What is the only war fought between Canada and the U.S.? I'll help you with this one. It is the War of 1812. The War of 1812. All right. Next question. Just one moment. I'm adjusting one of my accounts to bring you... Oh, we got OnlyFriends in this. Good. We got OnlyFriends in this. But I can't bring them up. And I don't know why. Let me see if I send OnlyFriends by a... I think I can help him. OnlyFriends. Our friend OnlyFriends here is also better known as Man Like Queen. And is he up here? Did we get him up here? Did he bounce? We got Bitcoin MLK in here. That's exciting. All right. If you'd like to come up, feel free. If not, I'm going to force everyone to come up. All right. Invite to speak. Invite to speak. Invite to speak. Invite to speak. Hey, we got Old Man with Coin in here. Old Man with Coin is tight. Hold on. Did I hear a story correctly about Old Man with Coin? Look, I could be making this up. And guess what? I'm hosting, so if I am, you're just hearing my story. But I think this is a really nice thing. And if I'm talking about something that is not like, look, here's what I heard. Old Man with Coin. Somebody was looking at some type of NFT. I don't know what it was. I think it was a Sproto. And they were like, or it was something. And I could totally be wrong. This wasn't you. But they were like eyeing it. And they're like, oh, I can't wait till it gets this certain price or something like that. And then you saw what it was and you bought it. And this person was like, oh, no, it's gone. Like, where is it? And you were like, I bought it. And they're like, oh, man, come on. How are you going to do that to me? And you were so nice. You played with them just for a second, but you gifted it to them out of the goodness of your heart. If that was you, I think that is the nicest thing. It just shows how nice a community that we have. If it wasn't you, stay quiet, take all of the credit for it because you're gonna bask in it for a moment. But I heard that little story and I just thought it was a really nice thing. So old man with coin, if that was you, that was very cool. And shout out to you. All right, next question. Alexander the Great was the leader of which empire? Macedonia is correct. Very good. Very, very good. Next question. What is the SI unit for pressure? What is the SI unit? What is the SI unit for pressure? That's a good guess. It's Pascal. Did somebody say Pascal? That was who said that? Nexus. Very good. Very, very good. Pascal is correct. Wow, your high school science teacher is a very good science teacher. So yeah, definitely shout out to your high school science teacher. One thing that I find really interesting are those hydraulic press videos where they like take any numerous object, whether it's, you know, a candle or a gel or whatever, or a can, and they smash it. I love seeing that stuff. And I always would be interested in what the pressure is on it. And apparently the SI unit to measure that is the Pascal. So very good job, and very good job, Nexus, and very good job to Nexus's high school teacher. Great work. All right. Next question. What city is home to the world's oldest casino? It is not Atlantic City. What city is home to the world's oldest casino? New Orleans. It is not New Orleans.
Is that world? Not USA, right?
It is a world city. That's a clue. World city could also be.
Monte Carlo?
That's close. You're on the right track.
Paris?
Nope. I'll help you with this one. Venice. The theater St. Moses opened in 1638 and featured an area where... Go ahead. All right, Unflattable, you did your, you had your opportunity to show. If you'd like to stay and play, you're more than welcome. If not, drop down. All right, so we're playing trivia. So feel free. No, Unflattable, we'd love to have you a part of the community if you'd like to play. Yeah, dog. These are our friends. Ooh, cool. Okay. I am such about free speech. that I will literally allow people to just come here and just shit on me because I like people so much. All right. And what you we took him down. We took him down. All right. But I gave him more chance than anybody else is. In what US state was the first Six Flags theme park located? It is not Pennsylvania. Texas is correct. Very good. It was Texas. Very good. Next question. The offspring of a male lion and a female tiger is known by what name? Liger is correct. Excellent work, Vamp. Very good. That's right. Next question. What color is a huckleberry? It is not purple. It is not brown, nor is it red. It is not fuchsia. Blue is correct. Very good. Next question. What U.S. city was named for a Roman hero? What U.S. city was named for a Roman hero? So, Rome, Italy is not in the U.S. Cincinnati is correct, absolutely. Lucius Quintius Cincinnatus. He was a Roman soldier in the 5th century BC. Cincinnati was originally named Losantiville. So, who knew? Next question. Which band recorded the album Fly Like an Eagle in 1975 to 1976? Steve Miller Band is correct. And let me just say this right now. Steve Miller Band kicks ass. Word. Next question. What's the name of Barbie doll's boyfriend? What is Ken is correct. Who is Ken is correct. Did anybody see the Barbie movie? Not so blind. Did anyone like the Barbie movie? I liked it. I thought it was good. All right. Next. Yeah, I mean. Right. It's like looking in the mirror. Honestly. All right. What layer of skin is just below the surface? We're going to accept that. It's close. It's dermis. So I'll accept that for all my Latin scholars out there. All right. Next question. You're right, but they said it. All right, so it's close. It was very close. Dermis is the technical correct answer. And I like that Vamp is a stickler. Good for you, Vamp. All right, next question. The Luxor Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas was built in what unusual shape? Close, but pyramid. Yep, absolutely. Isn't that hilarious? That's the one in Memphis, right? Exactly. So imagine this was the home of the Memphis Grizzlies, an NBA team, and they closed down the facility and it reopened as a Bass Pro Shops, a professional NBA sporting arena. Can you imagine how large this store is? It's giant. It has its own zip code, I think. There you go. It does not surprise me. Alrighty. Next question, friends. Who wrote the book on which the Oscar-winning film The Godfather was based? Mario Puzo is correct. Very good. Next question. What bar is credited with debuting the Grasshopper cocktail? No one's going to know this, so I'll help you. It's Tujagues. Tujagues. And that's that. Next question. What blood vessels carry blood towards the heart?
Capillaries.
It is not capillaries.
Arteries.
It is not arteries. Not aorta. What blood vessels carry blood?
What's the question again? Red
What
blood cells.
what blood vessels? Veins is correct. What blood vessels carry blood towards the heart? The correct answer is veins.
Veins itself.
Oh my god. Let's go.
What do Las Vegas blackjack dealers stand on?
17.
Wow, you are good. Excellent. Very good job.
Nexus notes I stay in the casinos.
Hell yeah. Damn.
Let's go.
Next question. What children's author also invented a surgical device?
Dr. Seuss.
I wish. It is not Dr. Seuss. Roald Dahl is correct. And I know the next question is, what is the surgical device? So you're going to get an extra benefit looking this up because I am as inquisitive as all of you. Windy City.
Chicago.
That's correct. That Togwin Town. Next.
Sally Field.
Not Sally Field. Not Sally Ride. It was,
Sally
it was actually Mae Jemison. That's going to buy a plane. In the Elton John hit Daniel, I most certainly can. In the Elton John hit Daniel, what country is Daniel traveling to by plane? In the Elton John, it's not England. In the Elton John hit Daniel, what country is Daniel traveling to by plane? I believe the lyrics go something like that, like this. Daniel is traveling tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights headed to Spain. The answer is Spain. So, in the Elton John hit Daniel, what country is Daniel traveling to by plane? The answer is Spain. Next question. What is the highest possible FICO score?
900.
It is 850. That is correct.
Gotta be profitable.
Very good. Next question. What was John Lennon's real middle name? What was John Lennon's real middle name? It is not Paul. Here's a little bit of a clue. It's a first name of a famous British Prime Minister.
Oh, I know this because my friend's mom loved the Beatles so much. She named her dog Winston.
Winston. Yeah, very good. Wow, good job. Shout out to your friend's mom. Nice. All right. Next question. What was Captain McIntyre's nickname on MASH? Any MASH fans here? This is a tough question. It's an older show. The answer is Trapper John. Did I steal it from you? Oh, okay, good. I was good. So MASH is a wonderful show if you've ever seen it. It has like 11 seasons. The finale, 2.5 hours, goodbye, farewell, amen, was the most viewed television show. And I still think it's the most viewed television finale of a sitcom in television history. It's a really great show if you ever have a chance to see it. Next question. What sport? Very good. That's right. Next question. What is a more common name for the epidermis? Skin is correct. All right. Next question. I know. I knew you were gonna jump on it. Hilarious. All right. Next question. What brand of seasoning was named after a famous prime rib restaurant? Lawry's is correct. Good job. The Lawry's is correct. Wow. Next question. What is California also known as, meaning its nickname?
The Sunshine State.
It is not the Sunshine State. The Golden State is correct. Very good. Next.
Sunshine State is Florida.
Generally, yep. Next question. Who recorded the hit single Susudio in 1985?
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins is correct. Very good. Next question. What sign of the zodiac is represented by an archer? It's also, I believe, one of the zodiac. It begins with the letter S. S is in Sam. Sagittarius. That's correct. Next question.
I didn't want to be like the crystal crazy girl now. Okay.
By what common name do we refer to hook and loop fasteners as? By what common name do we refer to hook and loop fasteners as? Neither of those. No, I'm going to help you with this one. It's Velcro. Now,
It's a bit bumpy when you end the question sometimes. You started good and then your sound just ends in your neck. I don't know.
well, Vamp, let me tell you this. I will do my best to enunciate better as I scream into a phone that's 10 feet away from my face.
You just, it seems that you tend to start and then just like getting comfy back, you know, it's right in the middle when you speak. You start well.
Excellent. All right. Well, the answer was Velcro. By what common name do we refer to hook and loop fasteners as? Now, this is an interesting thing to me. I'm very into, if anybody knows me, I'm very into ufology, aliens, advanced propulsion, that kind of stuff. And some of the things that have been rumored to be reverse engineered alien technology are night vision goggles and the transistor for the computer, and also allegedly Velcro. Now, it doesn't seem like Velcro is all that complicated and that we could have figured it out here on Earth, but I have read that Velcro apparently, allegedly, may be reverse engineered alien technology. Whether it's true or not, I'm not sure. I just think that's interesting. All right, next question. Who was known? That one's hard, but we'll try it. Who was known as the Mad Monarch? Who was known as the Mad Monarch? King Louis. Incorrect. I hope you're thinking King Louis from the Jungle Book. No. Okay, so the answer. That's right. Oh, yeah, there you go. The answer is George III. He was known as the Mad Monarch. Next question. Who provided the original voice for Daffy Duck? Who?
Mel something.
Yeah. You know his last name? That's correct. Mel Blanc. Very good. Next question. What state's university system was founded before the state itself? Virginia is not correct. Boston is not a state.
I'm sorry, Massachusetts.
Not Massachusetts. Not Pennsylvania. I'll help you with this one. It was the state of Minnesota. Minnesota's state university system was founded before the state itself. Who knew? Next question. What was the top selling vehicle in the United States in 2017?
Honda Civic.
It was not a Honda Civic.
What did the say? Just out of truck.
Yeah, it's the F series, the Ford F series.
A Ford F-Series.
There you go. Next question.
I just see so many Honda Civics whenever I go outside.
Oh, you're right. Traditionally, it's between the F series and the Toyota Corolla. Next question. In Alaska, it's legal to shoot bears, but illegal to do what to one? This is a hard question. In Alaska, it's legal to shoot bears, but illegal to do.
It's illegal to whisper you when you hunt moose. I read that one.
You're really close, fam. You're really close. It's illegal to awake them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Very interesting. There you go. Next question. The United States boycotted the 1980 Olympics to protest what Soviet action?
The bombing of Ukraine.
It was not the bombing of Ukraine. Not Munich.
Turkey.
Not Turkey. I'll help you with this
Can you
one.
say it again, Rabbi, please?
Certainly. And you said it so kindly, of course. How could I not? The U.S. boycotted the 1980 Olympics to protest what Soviet action?
Oh, Iran-Contra.
It was not that.
Oil? Something with oil?
I'll help you. It's the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. There you go. All right. Next question. What process does milk undergo to become yogurt? It's pretty close. What's it scientifically?
Pasteurize?
I think that's when it's
Pasteurize is heating up.
yeah, it's when it's heated. This is one of those kinds of words, though.
Homogenizing?
It's like that. Milk needs to ferment to become yogurt. All right. Next question. What is the world's most common second language?
English.
That's correct. English is the world's most common second language. All right. Next question. What company introduced the first radio with push-button tuning in 1927?
Which country?
Company. What company introduced the first radio with push-button tuning in 1927?
Edison?
Not Edison.
General Electric?
Not General Electric. Here's a clue. The name of this company is usually like the top of something. A synonym would be like, what was it? Zenith. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Very good. So Zenith was the company that introduced the first radio with push-button tuning in 1927. Very good. What's the name of Mario's girlfriend kidnapped by the giant ape in Donkey Kong?
Princess Peach.
Now, I have always known her to be Princess Peach. That's 100% right in my book. According to randomtriviagenerator.com, I'm also seeing the name here, Princess Pauline, and I've never known that to be a person. So we're looking it up right now. Who is this character, Princess Pauline from Donkey Kong? And another thing that I've learned about Donkey Kong, Wow, she is a hot little thing for being a cartoon character. Pauline was replaced by Princess Peach. So actually, Pauline is a different person. The name she does. You're right. So Princess Peach was different. Pauline was replaced by Princess Peach as Mario's love interest in the Super Mario series. In 2017, she reappeared as a supporting character in Super Mario Odyssey with a new role as mayor of New Donk City. Damn, this girl is like the Donker Donk. All right, why did Donkey Kong kidnap her? Donkey Kong was in love with Pauline and jumped on the stage to offer her a mini Donkey Kong toy. However, she chose Mario's mini Mario gift instead. Donkey Kong became angry and kidnapped Pauline, taking her to the elevator and the top floor of the building. All right, so that is a lot of Nintendo lore that none of us ever knew, nor are we getting that time back. All right, people. Next question. What is negative 459.67 Fahrenheit also known as? What is negative 459.67 Fahrenheit also known as? Base? Is that what you said? I mean, it's close. I mean, it's the basement, basically. It's absolute zero. So zero Kelvin is negative 459.67 Fahrenheit. All right, next question. What is the name of Whitney Houston's 1985 debut album? What was the name of Whitney Houston's 1985 debut album? If you don't know, that's okay. I like Whitney Houston, and I don't know if I would have just been able to be like, boom. But it was known as... You're absolutely right. It was self-titled. Whitney Houston, very good. You're right. Very good job. Next question. Who created the cartoon TV show Futurama? That's correct. Very good. Next question. What do the barcode letters UPC stand for? That's UPS. UPC. Someone was saying it. Universal Product Code. There you go. You're good. All right, next question. What Hyundai model gets its name from the Spanish word for shark? What Hyundai model gets its name from the Spanish word for shark? Not Sonata. T is correct. Tiburon is correct. You're good, though. That's good. Tiburon. Very good. Next question. Who was killed in 1804 in a duel with Vice President Aaron Burr? Andrew Jackson is incorrect. Alexander Hamilton is correct. Very good. Alrighty, friends. We're gonna have one more question, and then I'm gonna take like a 10-minute break. You can talk amongst yourself, or we can listen to podcasts. I'm just gonna get some water and use the restroom and some things. So before we do so, this question, here we go. In what country was the world's first ice hotel built? In what country was... Not China.
Sweden.
Sweden is correct. Very good. Excellent. Very good. All right, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go grab some water. Feel free to take a break on your own. And if you'd like, we can listen to a little podcast if you want, unless you want to speak on your own.
Hey guys, I got to take off. I'm going to go have some dinner. It was nice hanging out.
Absolutely. We're live 24/7. Feel free to come back whenever you'd like. And we're also live in the Telegram. You know that, right?
Oh, yes, I do. Thanks, Rabbi.
Excellent. You take care, my man.
Bye, y'all.
Take care. All right, friends. Here's a little break for 10 minutes or so. Cat Williams.
Place. The whole thing looks like it's washed out. See?
Yeah.
It looks like it was washed out because it was.
Right.
That's salt, I believe.
But that's
yes,
what
there's
makes,
salt there. That's the other thing.
between this and the Garden of Eden locations, like these are two of the great landmarks in human history.
Where's the Garden of Eden?
Well, when you read the stories, right, the thing that strikes you is that it's so specific. Like, it says things in talking about the Garden of Eden that, wait a minute, if I can't find what you're talking about, this isn't even real. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like where the Garden of Eden was, there's, I think, 4 rivers that come from it. And then it names 2 of them. Like, I don't want to be specific.